Hey everybody, welcome to Popcorn Chicken. Another Wednesday night of us talking about all kinds of fun stuff. Movies, streaming, all kinds of great 80s movies.
Yes.
Probably the best, you know what? The 80s movie tonight is the best movie I've seen in 2 days. In a day.
2 days?
In a day. In a day.
How many 80s do you watch in a week?
Well, that's it. It's the only 80s movie I've watched in a day, so that's why it was the best.
Your VHS collection is all 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Can
No,
you
so we
adjust
got...
the camera.
Hang on.
There's the button on the thing.
It is a button on the thing.
I don't.
There.
A little more. Yeah.
Hey, we did
All right.
All right, I'm done. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Good on. Thank
Show's
you.
over, folks. Show's over.
So Nate will be joining us again at some point, but we got tons of stuff to talk about. How are you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
Weather's getting hot.
It is.
My laptop is currently screaming at me. It's just like, it's too hot in here, man.
Turn the fan on.
I'm gonna turn the overboost on.
Yeah. So Elvin and I have been going back the last few days because he was so happy to know that I finally went and saw Barbie, the movie Barbie.
That's all a lie.
I heard the greatest description of that.
Go for it.
It is Black Panther for white bitches.
Yeah. I saw that.
Yes, somebody sent me that
Oh, I
too.
saw that.
Yeah.
That's so
It's, you
good.
know, the similarities. I mean, someone compared it to Oppenheimer at one point.
Oh,
They did the whole
Who
comparison.
did that?
Exactly.
What's up, Darth?
Crazy person.
You know what? It was fun. I'm going to say that. It was fun. And anyways, we can
Speaking of
talk
crazy
about it.
people.
Speaking of crazy people.
This guy's here.
Closest I've come.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
This is like on time for you.
1 minute off.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Well, I
Nate.
thought I needed a shower before I came here.
Did you?
Well, you could just stand up.
They can't smell you.
Yeah, we don't have smell-o-vision installed yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
next week.
So we got a bunch of things we're going to talk about tonight. Another great 80s movie. We're going to do sort of a summer recap, sort of preview of the fall. And a new sort of segment. We're going to talk about some hidden gems on streaming. But yeah, because there's really only... Are you going to see Blue Beetle?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going at the daytime to see
The preview looks garbage.
it. IGN has given it 7 out of 10.
Really?
Which
Okay.
is the best you could ever hear about that movie, probably. Like,
Yeah, but
like
IGN
7 is like a gold for them.
IGN probably did. Wait,
They're known for giving like 10 out of 10s all the time for games.
what did they give Willow?
Oh gosh.
Oh, I think there was a 4 or 5 they gave it Willow.
I think they.
Less
Well,
than
maybe
that?
they've changed it now. Are there rules for that? Can you change
no,
ratings?
they'll be called on it like nobody's business.
Well, yeah. Well, no, nobody cares about Willow.
no, man. They will call them for like, hey, you're not accurate because you keep changing your scores.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think it was 5 or 4, something like that they gave it for Willow.
9 out of. Oh no, that's the old
I would have threw my
That's the
laptop out the
original
window.
movie.
Yeah.
The original movie's
Oh
9.
my gosh.
What?
It's low.
No, it's high.
What?
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
It's 9
For the series?
for episodes 1 to 7. Willow season 1 review. Editor's choice. 9 out of 10.
No way.
So
You're lying to me,
Beetle-
sir.
It's right
No, it's
there.
right
It's 9 out
I
of
thought
10.
it was 4 or 5. I mean, we gave it
Maybe-
4 or 5.
Maybe they watched it
else gave
twice
it
and
4.
added it
The
up.
world
Yeah.
gave it 4 or 5.
Disney removed it.
Yeah.
They didn't even care about it.
Look who decided to show up when we're talking about Willow.
Someone say Willow.
It's like he wasn't even watching, but he's like, oh my God.
He's like, wait, I gotta
My
go on
Willow
there. I gotta go on
senses are
there.
tingling.
I cannot believe they give it a 9.
Nobody
do they
cares
say
about.
I
about
can't take them seriously anymore. That's it. No, like seriously, that's the straw that broke the camel's back right
Since
there.
when did you take IGN scores?
Yeah, the
Well,
only
since
time I watched
Forever. I mean, they've been here for a long time. I thought, give them a fair shake.
For
IGN
video
's
games,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
video
but
games,
even
they
then I
even
gave
give
them
high
upset with
scores.
some video game shit too.
IGN for
Like
games.
Zelda, they gave it like a 10 out of 10. I was
Because
like,
it's like one of the best games
no,
that's come out.
why are you giving it a 10 out of 10? You should give it 11 out of 10.
Oh,
Stupid.
IGN's really good for getting an overview of the game mechanics.
Yeah.
I like them for that. Their reviews, though, are always really iffy because they give a lot of things high. Although 7 out of 10, you said? For Blue
Yeah, they
Beetle?
give it 7 out of 10, yeah.
that seems like a just.
Because
it
I
was
know
fine.
this, because a friend of mine said, hey, Blue Wheel IGN gave it 3 out of 10. I'm like, 3 out of 10? And I'm like, I went on there, I'm like, no, it's 7 out of 10. He's like, what? So tomorrow I'll find out.
Yeah.
Is it a 3 or a 7? It's got to be one of those for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, because there's only because we're getting towards the end of the summer. There's really only that dropping and Strays, which actually looks really good.
I wanted to take my kids to it, then I found it was rated R.
Wow, you saw
Well,
the
how do you not
preview.
know
Is it
that it's rated R?
I didn't know.
Have
Blue
you not
Beetle?
seen the
No.
trailer?
What? The trailer? It's like Like, oh, check out all the bad swears we got.
He's like,
These
that's the
cute
couch
dogs
that I
to
was
make.
doing stuff
Sorry.
with.
Blue Beetle's opening in the same day as Strays, which is the
Oh, okay,
dog.
okay.
yeah.
Dog
Sorry, I
stalking
thought you
with
said
Will
Blue
Ferrell.
Beetle. was
Oh,
rated R. I was
no.
like, that's targeted
No, no.
towards kids.
Yeah.
No,
But the
No.
whole trailer gives away that it's got to be R-rated.
Yeah.
That's all
I
they
thought
do
it was
is-
going to be like PG-13 with a couple of F-bombs, right? That's
there's
what I
like
thought.
7 in the trailer.
No, I didn't see the right trailer there
No,
because they
man,
had.
you need to, that's all they do is swear in the
Yeah.
trailer.
I thought they bleeped it out.
Well, yeah, for the trailer.
Well, I thought they bleeped it out in the movie.
Why would they
too.
bleep it out in the movie?
No.
Sometimes they do.
They
I don't
never
know.
have. There's never
Really?
been a bleep.
It says from the people that brought you Ted.
Well, Ted's a cute bear.
Sure,
Sure, sure.
it is that.
But those are the last two sort of summer movies. So I know, Elvin, you've seen quite a few movies. I don't know what you guys have seen. I've seen quite a bit of them. But I thought we'd just kind of recap.
Well, I want to hear
Movies.
your score of Barbie. I mean, I
Um,
really don't, but it's for the audience.
Oh,
You know what? It was fun. It's a fun movie. I laughed quite a bit. It's it's got that whole sort of Lego movie vibe, real
No,
world toy.
don't say that.
Toy. Well, I'm just saying, it's
know.
in the real world, in the toy world. They go back and forth a bit. And it's got some interesting stuff in it. So I don't know. I thought it was fun.
What would you give it out of 10?
Probably 8.
Oh, that's pretty good then.
Yeah.
For the comedy, or if it was more. Actually, you have to have it. as
Have
a
you seen it
comedy.
too?
No, I've
Okay.
had a lot of people tell me that I should.
They're
see
all
it.
wrong. But
I've
yeah,
also had a lot of people tell me that Oppenheimer is
it's
fantastic.
Oppenheimer.
What did I say?
Oppenheimer.
Did I say open? Oh,
No,
man.
it's
Well, you said it somewhere in between. I
no. You have to say it Oppenheimer.
Yeah, that's the way you say it right
Okay,
there.
I'm going to watch some movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Go to the
See?
Cineplex,
Yes.
Oh, quickly run out, get some popcorn, friend.
and then we go to the discotheque.
We have to do a whole show with that accent.
All right.
Next time we have a
Yeah,
German
Germany
beast.
will just not stop. Just stop watching us.
Don't
completely.
mention the war.
Hit
the movie.
Please hit the hands
Yeah.
up like button.
Would you consider it a war movie? I know it's
Oppenheimer?
related to
No.
war, but it's not the.
It
It's
will
not
be
like a classic war movie.
It's a
though.
biopic.
I've heard a lot of people say it's a war movie, and it's been reviewed online in a bunch of places.
I think
as
the
a war
the
movie.
category will be war movie at the end
It's
of
as
the day.
much of a war movie as Pearl Harbor.
Well, what do
The
you?
Pearl Harbor movie was,
You
because it's
consider
like
a war movie that you have to show like 80% of it has to be war, like fighting and stuff like that. Like, what do you even consider a war?
Well,
movie?
anything to do with actual war
Well, then-
videos, then it's a war movie.
Well, then what
Okay.
about Imitation Game? Is that a war
Or-
movie?
I've never
Tricky,
seen
or
that
like
one.
the
With-
Darkest
with-
Hour.
Yeah. Well, the Imitation Game was the one with
Benedict
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, he's
I didn't see that movie. No, I
That's
always wanted to
really,
see that
really
movie. I
good.
know everyone.
Yeah.
That's one of those
Yeah.
movies that you just kind of fell through the cracks, and you're like, "Why didn't I watch that?" Right?
Yeah.
You don't feel good after it.
No,
though.
no.
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
I'm sure.
So you have to watch Barbie afterward.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I liked Barbie, but that's my opinion. But
No,
anyways,
hey, it's all good, all good.
I thought we'd go back through sort of spring, summer to talk about what were our summer sort of hits and misses. Going all the way back, I know this has happened in April, but like including Super Mario Brothers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, Flash, Indiana Jones, Mission Impossible, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Haunted Mansion. I'd have to say, if I was going to rank, Spider-Man is still number 1. Guardians, I really liked Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it gets a bit tough because I liked Mission Impossible, but I did like Barbie.
Whoa, whoa,
More-
hold on, time out. You're gonna compare the two?
No, I'm not comparing. I never said that.
Oh, okay.
I said it when I was.
You're gonna rank one above the other?
I
when
might
we have a
rank-
clear winner here, folks?
I might rank Barbie above Mission
Wow.
Impossible.
Okay. Oh, that hurts. That hurts the soul.
Why does it hurt?
It hurts the soul. I'm trying. I really am.
Okay, so tell us why you wouldn't see Barbie.
I showed you I sent you the review from
s-
the guy that I line up with in every aspect.
Was it the critical drinker?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Because it's just seriously like I've seen a lot of other people's reviews of it,
Mm.
but for a reason that I gravitate towards it because it's very similar to the way I think maybe, right? And it just every time I watch his reviews, I'm like it's bang on, and it came to a weird point when I dropped the Mission Impossible review, and then 2 days later he dropped his Mission Impossible review, and it's like identical, right? But people can't call me out for copying him because I dropped it 2 days before him.
Right.
And then when I watched it, I'm like, wait, did he copy me? No, he didn't. He doesn't give a crap about me. But yeah, I mean, I just watched that review, and in all honesty, though, if I haven't seen it, I can't 100% say those are true,
Sure.
Right.
right?
Of course.
So I mean, hey, everyone has their own, preferences, and if you enjoyed it, then that's all that matters. Because at the end of the day, it's entertainment,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So
It was definitely like gut laughing parts of it, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing this, and just hilarious and making fun of themselves.
It seemed like it was very self-deprecating
Yeah.
about the industry and the
Well,
company. And
Mattel makes
yeah, yeah,
fun
yeah.
of itself,
Yeah.
like, big time, And I don't know, it was just lighthearted, and there are some themes there and stuff, and I won't get into it, but yeah, I mean, I listened to what he said, and it's his opinion, and I agree with it, but I don't know.
But when you watch someone like him who gives their opinion, and he's been on the offense for a lot of things, like he's given honest opinions of something that he liked, and he said it. Like he's someone I know that is not too far on one side always.
Right.
When I see things like like there's a scene where when she's walking with Ken, and there's a guy rollerblading, I think is, and then turns around and slaps her.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time that happened? The last 15 years in society in general, when there's two people walking by and some guy goes, "Hey, how's it going?" Slap.
All the time.
No, come on.
Yeah.
Go downtown east side. I'm sure.
1980 maybe.
When was the last time someone hung on the side of a plane like Tom Cruise does in Mission
Tom
Impossible?
Cruise.
Well,
And the
considering
boys
he
from,
actually
and the
does
boys
all
from
the stunts.
Afghanistan, right?
Anyways, but it plays off that a little bit, the whole gender thing, and it's kind of neat to watch because,
But the men are all are slaves to her.
but you have to go and see it because it's
Yeah,
not like
I'm
that.
asking. I
It's
don't
not-
know.
it's not
I'm
like-
not gonna see it. I'll tell you
Okay,
right
it's
now. Yeah.
well, spoilers. It's not like that the whole film. In fact, the boys become aware.
But don't they become at the end still part of the
They
universe?
just can.
They're just Ken.
That's
They're
the
just
meme I know
enough.
from it.
No, anyways, they do the genders kind of in Barbie world. It's like the men are the women and the women are the men, if you know what I mean. So it's kind of interesting to see that point of view, how even though it's like back 50 years ago how women were treated, was there was a lot of things that obviously I don't want to get into this, but you understand what I'm saying. So that's kind of how it is in Barbie Land, and then Ken goes to the real world and he's aware that men can be different. Men can be.
But are they at the end different or equally? At the end, are they equal in that Barbie world?
Well, they don't explain if they're equal or not, but the men come to terms with everyone just comes to terms with.
Is
Being
this
a
who they
person.
are.
okay, is this something a mom can take their daughter to?
Yes. And but there's a lot of it's like a Pixar movie. There's so many like adult jokes, and the music in it is references to the songs are hilarious too. And yeah, I mean it was my wife and I went on a Monday night, and the theater was still packed. It's crazy. Actually, this is like the biggest. I don't know if it's past Mario Brothers yet, but it's
For Warner Brothers, this is the biggest grossing movie,
yeah,
more than the Batman trilogy from Christopher Nolan.
yeah, yeah.
So it's making money.
Yeah, well, I think it had to do with the crazy marketing they did too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, they went
ton of
overboard.
marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, they bought a mansion
Yeah.
and painted it pink.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they went overboard on
I
that.
definitely, Flash was fun, but I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
I don't know. Whole thing about babies in microwaves really don't really.
Yeah.
I think now
'Cause
that
when was the last time you saw that in real
yeah,
life?
right.
I think now that the dust is settled, I think the marketing was more impactful than the actual movie.
Right.
Seeing like, whoa, Michael Keaton's
Yeah.
back, and like, whoa, they're bringing all this Batman, and then so like that, and then when you go into the movie, and I think I mentioned this when we talked about it, but like they showed all the cool stuff in the trailer. So then when I saw it in the theater, I wasn't like, what? Ah, except for like a couple parts.
When we heard you actually yell
Well,
out,
yeah.
what?
A couple parts, yeah.
I know.
But for the most part, all of the wow factor was like 80% was probably in the trailers. And then after seeing it and being like, wow, I finally enjoyed a DC film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was saying to my wife, like, because she hadn't seen Guardians 3, and I'm like, you should watch it. It was great. It was, it was a lot of
Yeah.
emotion there. It was a lot of, kind of seeing the team off and stuff like that. But when I think back to the summer, obviously, I'm sure Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is still your favorite.
Yeah, number one.
And
Yeah, that is the
It's a
best.
country mile ahead of everything else
Yeah.
I saw this summer.
Yeah,
The hell's a country mile?
it's the same.
It's the same. You never heard of that?
No.
It's a long mile in the country.
Isn't mile a mile?
Not in America.
That's where Miles exists. They don't exist anywhere else in the world
Don't you
except
get
for
it? It's a
Myanmar
dad
and
joke
like.
as well. Country Miles Morales. Come on, do it, hit it. You know you had it. It's an Oppenheimer bomb. Yeah, definitely Spider-Man for me was number
So
one.
what would be next for you then, Elvin?
Mission Impossible.
Okay.
Mission Impossible.
More than
Guardians.
over Guardians? Really?
I really liked it. Guardians is good.
Guardians was pretty good.
Yeah.
And it was like their. Well, it wasn't
mean,
really a send off.
When you tell me to do 1, 2, and 3, I'm not telling you what the difference are. I'm just
Right.
saying that they just fall in that slot.
Yeah.
Are the two close in scoring? Yeah,
Yeah.
they're good.
Yeah.
They're both good movies. Yeah. What would yours be?
Guardians would be second for me. I thought it was kind of bringing us back.
So what's first
to-
again?
First is Spider-Verse.
Okay, so-
that was fantastic.
Are we all in agreement with Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Number one? You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the music, the sound, the voice actors, the animation,
Mhm.
which already from the first one was
Yeah.
really unique and great, and the plot itself.
Yeah,
also
that's what I was gonna
fantastic.
say. Because it's something. It's just like you're watching it and going, okay, this is good, and then you're like, whoa, wait a second.
Yeah.
Like you know what's gonna happen, and you know what can't happen, and so
It sucks that it's delayed an extra year now.
I know.
Do you know what? If they take their time to come out with a good movie, I'm fine with that. I know
No, it's not delayed because of production. It's delayed because of the strike.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But
They,
I'd
w-
rather
they, I
that-
think they already have it finished, pretty much polished. They just need to do tweaks, but now they can't promote it or nothing.
They probably
right?
need to
Yeah.
come in and do some whatever more voiceovers, and they can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't.
Have you
I
guys
heard about
seen, by the way, that little? It's not a meme, but they have that one kid that's smiling in a bunch of scenes, in both movies.
No.
They've got this one kid. He's kind of short. He's got curly hair, and every scene, even if people are like, like freaking out, he's just got this grin. And it's something that the animator just threw in as like a joke.
Take care,
we
Darth.
think. We
Catch
don't
you
really
later.
know. But it's just weird. He's one of the school kids. It's creepy. If you look up a video, he's in like 5 scenes across both movies, and he's just doing. He doesn't say anything. He's just in the background. And he's just.
There's a ton. I have to rewatch it because there's a ton I missed, and there's
Yeah.
a ton of throwbacks like that, or not throwbacks, but different. Like the whole when they're doing all the different animation, right? And they go into like Lego and stuff
Mhm.
like that. There's tons of stuff that, I
That was
missed.
great. I
So
love
many
that.
different
So I didn't catch your
references and
3.
stuff.
What was it again? Your Miles, Spider-Man was 1.
Miles Spider-Man. What other one? Sorry, I'm looking over your list.
Guardians.
Is that 2 for you?
Miles Guardians. I've seen more, but I wouldn't rank them up higher.
You've seen Indiana Jones now,
I
right?
have.
Mm.
Oh, we didn't
See,
even get
that's
into
why-
this yet.
I haven't
that's
yet.
why
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
only
He's
that's
put-
been
right.
away.
That's
Yes.
why I've only put.
That's
up
why he's been
those
showing up
2.
late.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to talk.
Oh, I want to talk about it.
Well, I'm sure we'll come to it soon.
Yeah,
'cause
we'll
we
come
got
to
a
it
couple-
today.
Right now. Well, I haven't
actually-
seen it, but go ahead.
Man,
talk
neither
I
about
have
guess
I.
that's next. Okay, so I appreciate the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull a lot more.
I love it when it starts like
I
I appreciate.
it. If you use the word
Yeah.
potential,
Yeah.
showed a lot of potential.
There's optimism.
I will say it wasn't as horrible as I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
I got really.
Was it
worried.
horrible as I thought?
I don't know.
Because I predicted this, right?
yeah, you did.
I said that was going to be the bomb of this year.
Yeah.
in
but
the summer.
It did bomb. But I feel like it's just a bunch of people decided to make an Indiana Jones movie without really knowing the core of Indiana Jones, and they just threw on what they thought was a template, but it wasn't quite.
Mm.
They're like the first like 15 minutes where they're in I can't remember if they're in Germany, but it was World War II. It was the young Indy at that stage. Despite the not great CGI for his face, I thought it is cool. The action scenes were cut too quickly. I had trouble following it at stages, but I thought it was an interesting concept. The Spear of Longinus, the whole start was cool. I like that. But then they kind of missed out on the story going forward. They butchered Indy as a character. They butchered what's his name?
Skip.
Oh, no, I think it was Sulla. They destroyed his character. Oh, instead of being this.
him how.
Yeah, go give him a.
That's it.
He's like, oh yes, now he's a taxi driver in New York.
Yeah.
He was fairly wealthy in Egypt. Even if he had to leave, I'm sure he would have been smart enough to continue his family business.
Well, why is he not working with Indy in the university as an archaeologist? Does he not have any experience?
Well, I don't know why he.
None of
he
his
left.
credits transferred.
Like, was it because of the
Yeah.
war? I think he.
You talking
fled.
about Salah, the guy from the first?
Yeah, with the
He's
hat,
not-
you know, yeah.
And they kind of ruined his character a little bit.
Kinda? He's a
yeah.
typical taxi driver now. Like,
Yeah, but he was wealthy. He had a team of diggers for archaeological sites.
well, no,
and,
I agree with you on
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I'm saying that he's become a taxi
and
driver,
he was
which is
smart
like
about it too. And then
stereotypical, right?
yeah,
Like,
and then also for Indy, him leaving Marshall College, that was kind of his home. He loved teaching there. He taught at a couple other places. I think he also taught at Princeton briefly. It's not in the movies. That's like other.
they
That's
didn't,
still
they didn't pay
canon.
enough.
But he's not there, and instead he's teaching at a school in New York. He not really
None of
well
it makes
liked.
sense. None of it just they just happened to put him in certain situations for their storyline to work well, and
Yeah.
that's it.
I wanted Indy to have. He didn't need to be super wealthy, but at least maybe even a guest lecturer somewhere, because he was the world famous archaeologist at the time, according to Indiana Jones lore. He was the top of his game across the world, and he was for a long time. And so even if he was near the end of his career, he would still be giving talks, lots of lectures, he'd be going to dinners to meet people, he'd be advising people, consulting, so much stuff. And instead they just like, oh, do you know what? Let's make it so now he's kind of a failed professor.
He's
So
a
that
loser.
really hurt.
He's a loser.
Yeah,
Deadbeat.
that hurt. Even though it really hurt when I heard that he's getting the divorce with Marion, I was glad that they gave us some sort of aspect
Drama.
to him to make him
Yeah.
a bit of a deeper
And-
motivation.
Do they explain what's his name too? Shiloh.
They do.
Do they? He died.
It's dark. He died.
In
He
the
was sent to-
army.
yeah, he got in a fight with his
Wow.
dad, joined the army, and died in Vietnam.
And so now Indy's
Huh.
holding it, that it's his fault.
Right.
Like you couldn't beat this guy down any further.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
You know
the
what I-
Weiss left him. Kid killed himself because of his actions, and he's just a bumbling
Should have become a
buffoon now.
country singer.
Do you know what I really would have
His
liked?
dog left him too.
So there's two big changes. Well, there's many changes, but the two big changes in the plot I think would be good. So one, they get rid of Phoebe. That's her name, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
Phoebe
they-
Waller or something.
They
like
get
that.
rid of her. They change it to one of his actual students. I didn't like her as a thief. There's no real good reason for it because she flipped back and forth between being a thief and also being someone interested.
She's
and all
psychotic.
this. I didn't like it.
She dropped him at a habit anytime she wanted. Like this is his her grandfather,
Godfather.
godfather, and she just like multiple times just dropped her. Dropped him. Like I don't care about your well-being. Who cares?
Yeah, the acting for her was fun, but I didn't like the character. It's not like I didn't like the character. It's weird to say. It's not that I disliked
The story was shit.
the story. It was not. It didn't have a good place in the story.
Yeah.
If they had like a
It
student
didn't
of
fit
his,
well. It
yeah.
didn't fit well.
If they had a
Like,
student of his who was like really engaged and energetic and just stumbles along on an adventure with Indy,
Yeah.
kind of like a lot of.
Or it was
other
like trying
adventures.
to like mimic him, and then
Yeah.
the only way they knew how to do it was to like be a thief instead,
Yeah.
and
And then the other big change is I wanted him to go for, I'll just call it the Dial of Destiny because that's easier. I wanted him to go for that at one stage so that way he can try and bring his son back. He can think, do you know what? I can use this. I can try and bring my son
well, at
back.
least get that fake hope going.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it would lead to him to actually feel motivated to get it rather than just
Yeah.
stop some
It
Nazis.
belongs in a museum.
Because then you're actually a bit more engaged. You're like, he's trying to bring his dead son back who he feels this guilt for, rather
Yeah.
than he's just bumbling along.
Wait, Shia LaBeouf was his son?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen the movie like twice, like Crystal Skull, and I did not remember. All I remember is that he had a cool motorcycle. That's it,
Yeah.
It's his son.
and the fridge.
He was very
Yeah.
Those are the only two
Yeah.
things I remember.
But
Since
yeah.
you're a huge, like you're the biggest fan of all the four of us here in terms of indie, did it bother you that they had a best friend that was never mentioned in any of the movies prior? It did bother me. I'm like, who is this
See,
dude?
it's funny when you say that because even in the trailer, I'm like, oh, who they bringing back? Like, who is this? But it was
No,
nobody. they had
Basil
It was
is a new character,
Steve.
which is a shame because unless he actually, let me look up if he died first.
Yeah, he's gone.
So
He's
the
Dansky.
actor
no,
or
not
the-
Baz.
Oh no, they're not in real life. I went in the movie.
Oh, okay.
In the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the dean was a friend of his because the previous dean, Marcus Brody, who was in
the last.
in two Indiana Jones movies,
Mhm.
Right.
he died,
Yeah.
and so they had a new dean.
Yeah, because the beginning of Crystal Skull, he's looking at a picture of his dad, and he's looking at a picture of Brody,
Yeah.
saying it's tough that we lost. That he lost.
And so
him.
he was friends with the dean in the third movie. I'm trying to find his. Charles Stanforth
Oh yeah.
was so is Jim Broadbent.
Jim Broadbent. Yeah.
Is he dead now? No, he's not.
No.
Why did they include him in the movie? He would have been perfect because he's been in the previous movie, even though it was just briefly. But he was the dean. Indy was made an associate dean. I don't know why he's gone downhill
Yeah.
now in his career. If he became an associate dean, eventually he will become the dean, and then he'd be the dean of Marshall College. I would have loved that. But instead, they got rid of that whole part of the story from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which
Well, this is a pattern for Disney though. They want to remove the old with newer
What was the line from
movies.
Star Wars where it was like you need to kill the past, or no,
Yeah.
you need to get rid of the past, and if you need to, kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
It-
is just like their Disney's
they're doing
mantra.
that right now.
yeah, they put that in there.
They're like,
That's
"That-
happening
this
to
is a
Disney
good
now, too.
idea." Yeah.
Not just their content, Disney's stocks. I saw that the photo is going down.
Oh yeah.
Not good.
But yeah,
Yep.
so honestly, they also missed out my last few comments. They missed out on a few other things. You saw the movie. You remember the map scene, the
Mhm.
iconic map scene in Indiana Jones.
I love that
In this movie or in general?
in general.
In
the
general.
idea it's iconic.
It is
where he
iconic.
flies in the
yeah,
map.
yeah, and the
I
little
love it.
red.
Yeah, yeah,
line
yeah,
follows
exactly.
him.
So during this movie, they zoomed in on it so close you couldn't tell where he was going. You could just see the
That's
red
the whole
dot and a
point.
couple like lines. And you're like, I have no clue. Where is he going? So if you were
They're just like, I don't want to piss off anyone who lives in this country, so we won't tell you where it is.
yeah.
They're somewhere in Greece.
Yeah.
Even though, or sorry,
They're in
Italy.
Europe. I don't know.
And funny enough, I've actually been to Syracuse where they went.
Mm.
Doesn't look like that. But so there's that, and the other thing is, well, the other two things, the music I did not like. There's
Mm.
no like rising indie theme during the movie.
They
I
did
think
play
had,
it though.
like once.
Yeah.
Who
And
did
it
the
wasn't
music?
A big
Not-
moment.
Not John
Yeah.
Williams.
No, it was. It's just.
What was it?
I think it was. It was just toned down though.
Hmm.
I felt like a lot of the music was toned down from previous indie movies, and including, this is connected to it. There's no big moment. Every other movie, there's a big fight at the end, or there's a big reveal.
The
Bad
climax.
guy dies. It's the climax.
Yeah.
Sure, they went back in time. Spoiler. They went back in time at one
cares?
point.
It's called the Dial of Destiny. It's not
But
hard
I
to
found
imagine.
it that far. So they do go back. I just found that the people that, what was the gentleman that who made the Destiny again?
Archimedes.
Archimedes just stumbles upon them. And is like, oh, cool. You've got something I've never seen ever in my life. Fly down like a dragon and land on the ground. Here, let me help you. There was no like, who the hell are these? There's no fear in their eyes. Nothing. Like if you were in that age and you saw a plane crashing down, you'd be like, what in the world is this?
At one point, they thought they were dragons.
Yeah,
They're
but
calling
should you not approach dragons with cautious? They're just walking by aimlessly with their hair blowing in
So
the
I
wind.
do understand a bit why he didn't freak out is because he created the dial. You don't get this until the very end of the movie, but he created the dial with the purpose of bringing someone back to help him. And so as soon as the planes came out, he's like, "Oh, they're here for me because I created this thing that will bring them to me."
Right.
So I was like, "Oh, I kind of get it." You're right; it was a bit
But
weird.
even if you know that they're coming to help you, would you not approach it with cautious and like what in the like
They could have been more.
there's a
creative.
curiosity has to be in
But-
your mind, right? Like
So
oh,
if you remember, like I haven't seen it, but didn't at the end of the Last Crusade, when he goes in and there's the old knight there, right? The old knight at least he picks up his sword, he tries to get it, but he's too old, and then he says something like a weird knight because he's like you have a whip or something like that. So at least there was the sort of that
Mhm.
curiosity.
Like
there.
addressing certain.
Yeah.
Also, his role was he's immortal. He's been there for like over 1,000 years.
Right.
And so his whole character is, I see a bunch of weird people all the time. Well, maybe not all the time, but occasionally I see weird people come in over time, over hundreds of years,
Mm.
and they end up dying because they choose the wrong
Right.
grail.
Right.
This movie, though, I felt it didn't have a big climax. They went to the past. The villains just died because they got shot down, but their plane got shot down. Not in like a big explosion. It just, oh no, we're gonna crash on the beach. No big triumph for Indy. This is another. I know Raiders of the Lost Ark. If you remove Indy, technically the same result happens, but it's still great. But in this movie, if you remove Indy, the same thing would have occurred. The bad guy still would have gone to the past. he still would have gotten shot down and died because Indy didn't impact him being shot down. That there would have been no change. You'd think that at least they would have learned that because they've done that mistake before.
I also found it weird that he's still a wanted person back in New York. They never
never
resolved that at
addressed
all.
that, yeah.
They never resolved
Wanted
it. He's
for
still
murder.
wanted.
Yeah.
Oh man,
So what do you give it?
Yeah.
this is funny.
9.
IGN 9 out of 10.
Flip that.
I'm gonna give it a loving 4.
Whoa.
So it's not
Loving 4.
a loving
That's
4.
Slap.
It's
That's
weird.
Will Smith slap 4 right there.
It was just a bunch of people that wanted to make an indie movie that didn't know how.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like to me.
It felt like to me that they were trying to just move along into the next phase here.
I say
Let's just-
loving though.
Let's just kind of give them the Usher treatment and just kind of move them out. Here we go, our new project.
I do say
Meaning
That's
they're
what
gonna. Meaning they're gonna.
They've
do
already
another-
announced it.
Well,
Oh,
I
really?
thought
Yeah,
they
yeah.
tried. They canceled it though. Are they gonna redo it?
They haven't canceled anything.
So
yet.
another
They did.
Indiana Jones without Harrison Ford.
It's gonna be all female cast.
Oh no, and the little kid.
Yeah,
So they bring
Spanish
back
kid.
Phoebe Waller. She
I don't know if
taken
she's
over?
coming back. Or
Do you know
not.
who they should have brought
Brie
back?
Larson was supposed to head up a new adventure.
Short Round. Because now he's an adult. He's an actor
Yeah.
with an Oscar.
Mhm.
I think he was
Yeah.
an Oscar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
not bring him back?
Everyone loved him.
He's
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
new Loki,
Loki, yeah.
series.
Yeah.
You brought essentially everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
Marion, right? You
Yeah.
brought our dude that says, "Give him hell, Andy."
Yeah. Sulla.
You could have just brought him, even for like a minute.
Sulla,
You brought some random best friend that nobody's heard of.
yeah.
Right, you brought that guy. in.
Kill him off
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. So your top? Does it make you top 3? It's
You
a
said
4. How does
you
it make
said
you top
Spider-Man, Guardian.
To be honest, so there's a couple movies I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Not for lack of trying. Haunted Mansion's on the list of movies for the summer.
3? But we're talking about movies you've seen. You
I
can't
know,
rank a
Mm.
movie if you haven't
I
seen
know,
it.
I know. But I'm just trying to say I spent a lot of time looking, not only Cineplex, not at the other theaters, but Cineplex theaters for Haunted Mansion about 2 weeks after it came out. There's 3 Cineplex theaters in the entire province that show it.
Hmm.
3.
And it's only been out a couple.
Why don't you go to
weeks.
Landmark? There's one in
It
US.
was just far. At the time, we were looking for immediately in Richmond or maybe Vancouver. But it's
But
not.
the
in
timing is
theaters.
horrible. Why not bring this out end of September?
Yeah.
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 The timing
Yeah.
is horrible.
It's
Nobody
true.
cares about this stuff right now.
Yeah.
And,
I don't know why they would bring out a
It makes no
Haunted
sense.
Mansion movie.
But do you know what I will see? It's a little bit later, but Nun 2.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen for me.
And this one you might see. Have you seen Murder on the Orient Express?
Mm-hmm.
the
or-
Dracula one?
No.
No.
Oh, I will be seeing the Dracula
will
one.
be seeing
Dracula
that.
one looks good.
Dracula
does.
one looks good.
No,
but
thank
Murder
you.
on the Orient Express.
No, thank you.
There's a murder mystery, but there's a haunting in Venice.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's also a
have
scary
you-
one too, which I'm not doing.
But it's weird. It's supposed to be a murder mystery,
Mm.
but because it's the same theme before, it's usually just the standard murder mystery with a very clever detective.
Mm-hmm.
But now they've put a haunted spin on it. So I will be seeing that. Have you seen the trailers?
No.
They do have one of a female actor that I really like, the Asian one from
Yes.
Everywhere Always at Once.
Oh, yeah.
I really like her.
Michelle Wu.
She's
yeah,
good.
she's awesome.
Yeah.
But that looks really good.
Yeah.
But that's coming out at an appropriate time. It's coming out a bit later.
Yeah.
The spooky time.
Yeah.
Well, we were going to talk a little bit about some movies in the fall, but Justin, did you want to talk about?
Yeah.
I think I've only seen 2 of those movies, so
Okay.
I'm gonna go the Guardians
He's been busy playing games.
You've seen
Chris.
Spider-Verse,
Come on,
and
do it.
Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse #1, Guardians 2.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse, or I mean, Guardians just came out on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
did?
Yeah, it
like
did.
last week, which is
Yeah.
I popped it open to again try and legitimize why I'm giving them money. And I was like, oh, I haven't seen that. And I watched it with my dog, and yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
Fun.
it's a good movie.
That's
Yeah.
a sad movie.
It was a fun movie. There was a bunch of
Did your
fights and
dog
punches.
watch
And, huh? Yeah, Dio.
Is your dog
He's,
right?
he's a big guy. He's a big boy.
That
okay with
F-bomb
it? He was okay.
Oh
with
yeah,
animal-
the F bomb was the
yeah.
best
It's
thing.
perfectly
It was
timed.
so
Yeah.
like they didn't focus on it.
Yeah.
He's just like, it's like, how do I get in the car? He's like, you flip the handle, then you open the fucking door.
Yeah.
And it was just so like It was a very impactful.
Yeah, it was perfect because she's like so technical and she can
Yeah.
open a, is it Chevrolet or something.
Yeah,
Like,
it was just like an old Oldsmobile or something, and
Oh man.
it was just so
Pressing the
out of
keyhole,
nowhere.
Press the button.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was just perfect.
Yeah.
I legitimately rewound it like 3 times because it was just the the punctuation on it. Oh, it was the
Yeah.
percussiveness of that F-bomb was just perfect.
Well, I still want to check out like Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously,
I feel that if they had made the animation close to what Spider-Man was, this movie would have been a 10 out of 10 for me.
really.
So it's close to 10 out of 10 for you.
It
already,
was
though.
close. I think I gave it a 7.5 because the animation let me down at times.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of some of the decisions they made in terms of when there was explosions.
Right.
It felt like that a 5-year-old just drew it for them.
What
Right.
did they do?
Just make some circles.
Oh.
And I was just like,
Wait, has anyone here seen Oppenheimer?
Not yet.
No.
My brother has.
those, if they put those explosions
We're
in there,
bad
I
at
would,
Well, you got to give yourself some time. You can't do back to back.
Sure.
I did it last 2
Unless
weeks
you
ago.
do. Oh, you did the Barbie and Oppenheimer.
he
No,
did-
no.
That's what he means.
He
The
did,
opposite
he
of
did
that.
Barbie and Barbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left and walked right back.
I
Double
went
feature.
from regular version to a digital version after.
Yeah.
More clarity was needed.
Do you guys think that will become a little thing in the future where people?
I
know
hope
not many
not.
people did it, but
For the sake of mankind, I hope not.
people making jokes and talking about watching back-to-back movies.
Well, they
that are
well-
completely different.
There's been a lot of talk about, because that was completely accidental,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
There's been a couple people on the interwebs that have made videos of showing how that has accidentally happened a couple times, where it's 2 movies that are polar opposites. I can't remember any, but like this is obviously one of the most drastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was just the absurdity of it that kind of drove it. And studios are now, and also it was kind of like a middle finger from, who made the Barbie movie? Is it Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of a middle finger to Chris Nolan because he was like, I'm not going to work with you guys anymore. So then they're like,
Yeah.
whoa, we're going to put our movie out the same
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
And then it accidentally helped both of them. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, shit. Okay, well,
Who is making Oppenheimer then?
Christopher Nolan.
No. I meant like the company. It's not Warner Brothers. Then who is
It's
it?
No,
his.
because he had done everything with Warner Brothers
Yeah.
before, but he didn't
Is
like.
it Image or something? Is that their name?
Well, that's
Oh,
his.
Cyclopy, something like that.
Yeah, hang on, I gotta check it out. But yeah, you're right. Because I don't know what the falling out was, but he just didn't want to
Yeah.
do anything with them again.
Yeah. How dare you give me 200 million only?
No, he wanted 205.
It's too much.
Yeah. No, I don't know, Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
Might be something to do with creative freedom.
Sure.
Often
Yeah.
a lot of people get
Universal.
conflicted about that.
Ah, okay.
Universal.
Universal. Okay.
You
Okay.
and
Then he has his own company too.
They're gonna have a
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
ride in Universal Studios.
Oppenheimer.
In 4
Oppenheimer.
in 4 days, I'm there.
Yeah, you got to see if they're under
They're just
construction.
gonna,
If
just
there's
gonna
any
drop a bomb.
merchandise, or
Supposed
just
to
like a
rain the
nuclear
whole week.
explosion.
If it's
Yeah, it's
okay.
gonna rain radiation
Yeah.
after they blow up the place.
So I made a little list of movies. So now I think some of these movies, like the Ghostbuster Afterlife 2, has changed dates, right? It's not coming out now. I thought
I locked it in for our
I know.
thing.
And now
and-
we're gonna see the Marvels.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
So yeah. Okay, so
my wife will be so happy.
some of the movies. I'll just say a list of the movies that come. The Creator. Remember we watched the
Oh, yeah,
trailer
yeah.
here about the AI invasion. Killers of the Flower Moon, which is Scorsese and De Niro and DiCaprio. It's like
Right.
a western. We watched the trailer.
Oh
as
yeah.
well.
Oh yeah. Oh.
That's
I'm so not watching it.
that's gonna be a
Dune part-
heavy movie.
Dune Part 2,
Okay.
I'm in.
The Marvels,
Not in.
Napoleon
Napoleon. Watch the Scorsese one.
with which is Joaquin Phoenix, directed
Oh.
by Ridley Scott.
Okay.
Wong-
Wait, like a biopic about Napoleon
Yeah.
Bonaparte?
Oh yeah, I saw the trailer for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Actually, before Barbie, I saw the trailer for Wonka. Remember, it's
Yeah, it's a
Oh, that
prequel.
looks
yeah.
It's a
dumb.
prequel.
that looks good.
Hey, it's got Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see it for that solely.
Yeah, it's sort of. You're right. It's a
And it's
prequel
again.
to
Wait,
him.
who's putting that? Is it Disney again not hiring dwarves for roles? Are they just
magical people?
right? Okay.
We
Anyways.
might be switching to that because it's close-
Wonka?
Yeah, because it's on actually on December something. December
Right.
25th, I think
Right.
it comes out.
That's Christmas.
Well, we're not
That's
gonna watch it.
Jesus' birthday.
That's Christmas.
Yes.
Thanks,
Famous
Justin.
carpenter, I know. Okay.
Let me write that down.
Yeah.
December
Mark your
25th
calendars,
is
Make
people.
note.
Christmas. Finally, Aquaman 2.
Yeah, not watching that.
I mean,
I'll watch it,
who's doing it? Who's doing it?
It's staying Jason Momoa. Isn't
No,
it?
I know that.
Directing?
Yeah.
Wong, isn't it?
I don't know.
Is it James
it?
Wong?
Did he do the first one?
I can't remember now. I don't want to screw it up here.
So this has been okay. I don't care. Anyway,
It's been on the shelf for a while.
yeah. So it will have nothing to do with.
Yeah, James Wan.
Yeah,
So what's it gonna be? Because
I don't know.
why is
man.
this movie coming out?
Nobody knows.
They've did a soft reset on the
Was this
DC verse.
was this already done before? They
That's what I'm.
announced?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
it was. It was.
Okay,
So it's
the
just
three
gonna
movies
be
are, already in
completely
production
pointless.
Were Flash, Blue Beetle, and this one.
these three. So
Okay.
this is the end.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
after this.
Yay!
So that's why I want to go see it so I can stand up and clap afterwards.
Give it about.
Thank you for
Everyone's
everything.
gonna think you just really like the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only other two on the list was Expendables 4, which I've never
Oh,
seen.
good.
Oh, I'm
and then
so seeing that.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Wait, who's the old fogey they're digging up for this one?
That's a good question.
But there's
Let me
also
check
the
It's
Equalizer.
Seagal.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It's Seagal. Yeah.
I'm gonna see that in when it comes out on digital.
I'm gonna see that.
Equalizer 2 is coming out
Hey,
soon.
that's
so-
no, that's E3.
3, sorry.
It
That's
takes place in Italy, I think.
Date them.
No, Denzel.
Denzel Washington.
okay.
He's good.
Have you not
He's a
seen
good actor.
Equalizer 1 and 2?
No.
Okay, just watch 1 and give me your honest opinion.
Okay.
It is phenomenal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you the lineup for Expendables 4. Statham,
Yeah,
Stallone,
Yeah.
50 Cent. I don't know why I'm pointing.
Oh, that's the new guy they brought in.
Yeah.
Why would-
I was pointing at people, so I
Yeah.
pointed at you. I didn't want to make you feel left out. What's his
Harrison
name?
Ford.
Lundgren, Dolph,
Dolph
yeah,
Lundgren.
Dolph's been there before.
dies,
I don't know. and the rest I don't know. Garcia, is that Andy Garcia? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I bet you Stallone's probably.
There's got to be some females in there now.
Oh, you know what? Stallone's in Barbie. Serious.
Are you actually gonna see
He's
that?
dead to me now.
There's just an image of him. He's not. He's a
Oh,
picture.
okay, he's back. In the
Yeah. Okay, so getting back to the list, I was definitely Dune Part 2.
Yeah.
I'd like to see
Yeah.
that. The creator, I don't know.
Was that the one where it showed
shows
everything in the
Denzel's
trailer?
son.
Yeah.
Denzel's son.
I mean, I'll see.
I'm
going
gonna
to
see it because I
theater.
love sci-fi. So
And it's the guy who did Rogue One.
Oh,
The director who did
it'll be
Rogue.
good then.
Yes.
Probably.
And then I don't know. I'll see Killers of the Flower Moon, Scorsese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see Wonka, and if Ghostbusters. I liked Ghostbusters Afterlife, so
I'm gonna be forced to see that with my kids because they're big fans.
Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
I
Of
thought it was
course.
fun.
You don't want to. You
No, no.
don't want to.
I can't even like say, oh, I might see it. I have to see
Oh,
it.
okay.
like it's a
Yeah.
must.
It's a requirement.
Yeah.
Did you like the first
I
one?
thought the first one was
After
not
That was
bad,
the kids one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
kids one.
I thought it was good to bring in new generation
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
I thought it was respectful of the old stuff.
Yeah.
Still.
I mean, you knew they like all the movies. They're bringing back the team at some point,
Getting the band back together.
but
yeah.
you know they didn't do it till the very end, and I liked the young actors and
The
stuff.
end credit is interesting. Did you guys remember the end credit?
No,
I don't
what
remember it.
happens?
Dan
so-
Aykroyd shows up and just
well,
punches.
he might. They open up the garage, and the
Oh.
vehicle.
Oh, the car.
Oh no, the car was earlier.
He opens up. What's the name? One of the guys that's left for
Bill.
Ghostbusters. Is it Eastman? No.
No, he's the.
He's super
He's the
good.
dead one.
Bill Murray. Was it Bill Murray?
No, it's not Bill Murray.
Okay.
It's the other guy.
Dan Aykroyd?
No, it
or,
wasn't Dan Aykroyd.
Ernie.
Ernie, yeah. So
Hunt,
Ernie is financially well off. He's
Okay.
financially well off.
Hudson?
And
Hudson.
Ernie
What is
Hudson.
it?
Hey, there we
What
go.
is it?
he buys back the building.
Oh, in New York.
Mm.
Yeah, he buys back the building
The
and opens up
fire
the garage.
hall or
Yeah,
whatever.
fire hall,
Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
So that's what the end credits cuts off right there. So that'll be interesting. It might not be the kids anymore.
No.
Well,
Because
they're
if
all
you-
30 now.
I mean, if they go 10 years later or something,
yeah.
Right.
right? But if he's opened up the fire hall, then he's going to look for teenagers. So I'm wondering if they can do a new cast.
Maybe you could get them as a new. Well, you could use the same kids and I don't know train.
They're all
them.
like 12 and 15, somewhere like
But
that.
they know how to use all the equipment.
That's true.
They're all experts.
just need license.
They're
that's all.
Ghostbusters in training.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I thought Paul Rudd was great
Yeah.
in that. He was good.
He's
good.
always funny.
It's good and everything. Have you seen, all those memes where it shows like actors with them now and when they were younger?
Yeah.
So it shows Stallone and stuff. And then they have a picture of Paul Rudd, but it's the same picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
So, what are you guys looking forward to? If you need me to name off any of those films again,
I think Dune. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Dune.
Yeah. Dune.
I mean, Dune is just it's a cinema experience.
yeah.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Visually and sound wise.
Yeah.
The
Dune,
Ghostbusters,
the AI thing, whatever that was called,
Yeah, I want to see
Creator.
that too.
creator.
It's because it's new and something different, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to see that.
Yeah.
You're right. Actually, it's like everything else is.
I mean, it's based on a book, probably.
Yeah.
I would imagine, or something. But I mean, whatever. But yeah, it's new IP. And then
Justin from Big Mac Soboka says Jason.
That's what we were talking about last week.
Jason would win.
Crossovers.
Oh,
Remember? Movie crossovers.
yeah, Voorhees. He's an ethereal being and would Chainsaw Massacre is just a gimp with a chainsaw.
Leatherface.
Leatherface.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a promo today on wrestling. I was watching it.
Is
He came out today with a real chainsaw in the audience, which is really funny.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre was a good movie.
Oh, it is. Who was it? What's the director? He's super weird and has Sam Jackson in a bunch of movies, and he really likes feet.
No. No. Not
Quentin Tarantino?
Quentin
Yes.
Tarantino, yeah, that's it.
He said that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of the few perfect movies.
No. It's not.
It's good horror.
Okay, relax there.
It's good, but that's just stupid.
This is wrong.
Yeah. I don't like him. I was just.
There's been
I
a
remember
number.
seeing that.
I didn't realize how many sequels there's been. 95 there was.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
2006, 2003,
You
2022,
should look at Halloween.
2013.
Well, yeah.
There are so.
Well, they're not hard to
including-
make.
The
Like,
third Halloween movie's got nothing at all to do with Michael Myers.
no.
It's the whole
Oh, it's
plot's
the
about.
masks. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, they're not hard to make. You get one costume designer, and you spend the rest of your money on fake blood, and then
Well-
you get like hot girls running around screaming, and you buy one camera.
Well, like,
Boom.
I'm in.
Horror
those-
movie.
Those
You heard
movies,
it here
though,
first. That's the horror movie
Horror
tutorial.
movies are so cheap to make, but there's just these principles that generally rules that scare us.
Yeah, yeah.
Things out there that frighten us. that
So
we
I
follow.
mentioned this last week. My kids and I watched all the Scream movies,
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
and my youngest, he probably shouldn't be watching them, but whatever.
You gotta
He was like yelling,
add a
"How
little trauma
stupid
in.
are these people? Like, what are you doing?"
That's how you watch horror movies.
Exactly.
You
What are
gotta go.
going
No,
in
don't
there?"
go in there. And
Yeah.
like that's part of it.
Yeah,
It's like sports. You just yell at the TV. That's all it is.
it's true.
But yeah, none of those. I don't.
Although the last Halloween movie, I think they did Halloween
Oh,
Part 3.
thank you.
The
Turn
one-
on the air conditioner.
It wasn't great, that one, but at least it had a lot of moments where
The
you weren't.
Halloween ends. You mean?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Not a great movie. It's kind of weird at times, but at least there's many parts where you didn't think, what are you doing? Because they
Yeah.
were fighting back and all these things, and they ended up killing him and throwing him in a grinder. So it's like, okay, if you're gonna dispose of a body to make sure he can't return, that's a pretty good way to do it. Just shove
Yeah.
him in a meat grinder or something, or wood chipper.
I don't mind. So my whole thing about horror is, I like thrillers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to see the gore
Sure.
and the blood and stuff. Like, one of my favorites is A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
I love those.
So you like the jump scare stuff?
Yeah, I don't mind those. Like those two movies are just, I don't know that, and anything by Jordan Peele that he's done lately.
Oh,
Or the
yeah.
first is, Nope was okay, but the first like Get Out and even Us, I liked Us too.
Yeah. Us was really uncomfortable,
Yeah.
which was that's what you want.
Yeah,
from-
exactly. So I don't need to. I don't mind jump scares. I don't mind scary. I kind of like the thrillers, but I don't care to see like somebody sliced up.
What do you think then of the first Halloween? Not the new series, like the
The original?
first, the original.
Any horror from the 70s is great.
Yeah.
The Omen, Amityville Horror. Just I don't know, just the way they look,
Yeah.
the way it's shot. Those yeah, the first Halloween for sure.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's not about the violence. It's more just
No.
about something's gonna happen. He's always just in the background
Because
of nearly every shot.
That's how you are growing up, right? It's like I gotta close my closet door before I go to sleep.
Dude,
Right.
look under your bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it was like that too and it kind of got brought back with Insidious, where they have kind of the suspense of like you don't know when things are going to happen, and fairly low budget. Actually, no, I think like extremely low budget. I think the first Insidious was like,
It's the same guy who is doing Aquaman now.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Aquaman's gonna be the movie of the year. No.
So I actually remember seeing Blair Witch Project in the theater.
Oh, I did that too.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
that
it was a big
crazy.
hype.
Oh,
Everyone,
yeah.
"You gotta
That
see
was
this
crazy.
thing."
So like midnight at like in.
And it was
some
so the
festivals.
ending was so disappointing for him. I was like, "What? That's it?
I like
What?
the ending.
It was no ending. What do you mean? Oh, you like the ending?
Did you see Blair Witch 2?
No, because I didn't like Blair Witch
No, I
One.
know you didn't.
I did like the ending of it. It built up to like the camera falls and you see him standing in the corner. It was
Yeah.
great.
Something. I
It's
was
like one of the most iconic things.
I
That,
was like,
that
oh,
it
watch
is
out.
a verb. If somebody's
that was the-
standing there, Blair Witching in the corner.
Yeah.
That movie and two other movies was my end to watching horror movies. The other one was The Exorcist. I was messed
Great
up for
movie.
a year watching that movie. I was like, what is going on here?
But Blair Witch Project, there's no gore in it at all. There's
Yeah,
nothing.
It's all suspense.
It's all suspense.
Yeah.
They don't show anything. They don't even
Yeah.
show who's
There's no
killing. If it's that
trees.
other guy
Yeah,
that
because they
left.
spent $14 in a candy wrapper on the movie.
Exactly. That much?
I respect him for that.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen The Ritual?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you guys think of The Ritual?
I don't.
I've not
Oh,
seen
I never watched it.
I don't remember it.
Insidious.
You don't remember?
Insidious was the last movie I watched, and that was like, nope, not doing this ever again. That was it.
That was
Okay,
such
let
a
me
good
think
one.
of another
Okay.
thriller-style horror movie. I'm hoping you guys have all seen this.
Probably not.
Midsummer.
Oh, I
Oh.
love Midsummer.
Yeah.
No.
And
Yeah, it's good.
what was the other one that the guy did? The one that it came up before it, and it was the weird-looking girl. Same director.
Why don't you look it up on your laptop?
It's dead because I told you about the battery that doesn't
Ari
really work.
Aster.
You didn't tell him to bring us back.
Hereditary.
Hereditary. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
That's another really good, like, you kind of want to vomit for the next couple days after, and you're like, I don't know if I want to eat, or,
Sounds great.
this is great. Like, atmospheric
Sounds-
horror like that.
Needed to go on diet? Watch these movies.
Yeah. Yeah, Midsommar was phenomenal. I saw that in theaters, and
There was one that I watched and it messed me up too. It was I can't remember the name, but it was if you turn off the light, it shows up. But if you have light, it's scared of light and won't go near it.
Oh. Is it one where like they're in a hallway and they flick the light off and is at the end of the hallway?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one. She's just
remember that
floating.
one.
She's like she looks like a wraith from Lord of the Rings, and she's just floating above the
Ooh.
light.
Hmm.
It is like jump scare. I was like, nope. I'm watching it, and my wife. I
That's
went to the
why
theater with my
Jordan
wife, and
Peele
she's
called
laughing.
Yeah.
the movie Nope.
yeah.
And they do that throughout.
Yeah.
No, like exactly what happened.
Nope.
He's in the barn and he sees something. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I'm like, I'm out.
Nope the hell out of
In
there.
the
Yeah.
theater, I watched it in the theater. Everyone just burst out
Oh,
laughing.
yeah.
That's great. Nope.
Yeah, I went to watch it with my wife, and she was just giggling away. And here, I'm going, I gotta be strong. I'm a man. I gotta be. Oh my god!
And I think the funniest thing is when people saw Nope, it's like, okay, what does it mean, right?
Yeah.
Like, does it spell something out? And it's like, nope,
Nope.
it's just that.
Nah.
Just noping out of there.
Yeah. So, but you guys are gonna go see the new Dracula?
I'm
Oh,
not.
I am.
Yeah.
I
don't know if
love
I'll see it in
Dracula
theater, but
so much.
Yeah.
I get enough
And
blood to the doning.
This is only one. I think they even mention it somewhere in their advertising. This is only one chapter from Dracula.
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
just like, we're gonna turn this whole rather neglected part into a book. The only other, from at least my memory, the only other people that have done The Voyage
Sherlock.
is the BBC version of Dracula, episode 2.
Yeah.
So is it like they're smuggling him out of Romania or
It's
something?
not smart. So there's one. At one point, his whole point of the story is he's
What's
trying
story?
to move
It's
to
called
London.
Last Voyage of
The Demeter.
Demeter.
Yeah. He wants to go to London. There's a lot of people there. that
Dracula
don't-
wants
yeah,
to go to London.
that's
Yes.
the whole point of the book. Is he's trying to move to London. There's a ton of people there. It's at a time in history where it's very easy for him to go around murdering and drinking blood. He's bought a new property there, and
Wow, good times, huh?
Yeah.
Dracula's
Well,
rich.
Is he at the
he's
beginning? He's on
rich.
the phone and a real estate agent.
He's a count.
His count. The counts are nobles that basically run a county, a little small country.
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Right.
And everyone always looks at the start where you first discover that he's a vampire, because that's always kind of ominous, and you get a look around the castle,
Mhm.
or the part where he's in London, which is what I can't remember who did it. Maybe it was Tim Burton. No, there's the other Dracula movie that had the guy that played Winston Churchill, Gary Oldman, in it.
Oh, it
Do
was.
you guys remember that one?
Yeah. It was just called Bram.
Oh yeah,
Stoker's
Bram
Dracula
Stoker's. Yeah.
with
And
Keanu Reeves
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Keanu Reeves in
and
it too.
Winona. Winona Ryder.
Nice.
And that was good, but they also kind of neglected the voyage.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's all about the voyage, where
It's just the voyage.
stuff happens in it.
Mm.
Dracula goes around killing people. Imagine you're confined to a wooden
That's
ship,
scary.
no way of communicating with anyone.
I just jump off. Fuck it.
I'm
That's
out.
probably would be your best bet for
Yeah.
survival.
I think Dracula was my introduction to horror.
Really?
I can't remember the
okay.
first movie. I have an older brother, and he was watching something one night. I don't know how old I was, and I what are you watching? And started watching, and I just see like Dracula grab someone's head and like, and I was like, oh my god, what is this? Mommy.
Exorcist.
Nope.
Was
I
mine.
left. Yep.
Exorcist was mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
That's-
can't forget that day.
Mine is probably Alien.
Oh
Not
yeah.
A horror movie, is it?
It's
The
close.
first one's pretty close
It's
to
close
it.
to it. Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Like that's that
is
that
pretty-
kind of suspense.
yeah,
like
when
you never.
She's just standing
never
there in
see
the dark
it.
and the sweat coming down her
Yeah.
face.
So another. This is. I hope my mom's not watching because this is like my childhood. So one of my birthday parties I had a sleepover, and this was back when you might remember is the big discs.
laser
disc?
disc?
Laser
Yeah,
disc?
yeah,
yeah. So they rented Star Wars, as my parents went and rented us a machine. Star Wars, Star Trek, the motion picture,
Nice.
to be rich.
and it's not bad. Yeah, it probably cost like 50 cents or something. So they rented a Star Wars, Star Trek, the motion picture, and Alien. because they
All in
thought-
one day?
Yeah,
Wow.
That's a lot.
Lucky
and they're like,
person.
okay, have fun, and we stayed up and we were like, oh, Star Wars, we love Star Wars, and then we're like, Star Trek, boring, change it, put in Alien, turn it off, turn it off.
Put Star Trek back on.
It was just like,
Oh.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, actually, there's some Star Trek movies that freaked me out as a kid.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it. I think it was part of the Next Generation. It was that one where
Picard's
I'll
not
look
that
it-
scary.
no, it's not Picard. The forehead. Oh my god. No,
So shiny.
there's like this weird organic alien
The
thing
Borg.
out there. No, it's not the Borg, and it takes someone from the crew, and it basically kills her, but it uses her body and her
Borg.
voice. And
It's the Borg.
no, it's
right?
not.
No.
No, it uses her as like a conduit to speak to them.
Oh, telepathically.
It's weird. I'll look it up really quickly.
What? Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
It
Is that the
freaks me
new
out.
generation or the old one?
It's the Next Generation, but like
It's the next.
it's the
Oh,
next.
I
No,
didn't
that's
hear-
what it's called.
Okay, okay.
With the old Picard,
Yeah.
not the newer version that they're doing.
There's
It
only
wasn't
one
a-
Picard. What do you mean?
No,
newer?
but they're doing a new. They have a new Star Trek.
yeah, but it's the same person though.
Yes,
Okay.
but I mean, like it's an old movie.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not a
yeah.
new
I
one.
got that. It's an old
Sorry,
movie.
this is so
When he said new
complicated.
Picard, I'm like, what are you talking
Well,
about?
it's because it's called the
There's
Next
only one
Generation.
Picard.
so-
Is it the next
the
generation?
multiverse?
yeah. Actually, they have that in Star
They
Trek.
do,
Do they?
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
The one that
God.
Ahsoka opens up, right?
No, no,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Chris Pine is part of the other dimension. And
Yeah.
then at one point, Spock, the original Spock, goes through. Well, he's not. the
Yeah, because
original, but-
Voyager, they go through time portal dimension stuff.
Yeah.
And
What was
yeah.
your? You didn't. We all said our first horror film. What was yours?
Oh gosh, I grew up with the internet, so I saw clips of horror movies all
Okay.
the time. But the thing that really stuck with me was the first Halloween movie.
Mm.
That I loved it.
That song is iconic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It's funny. There's a ice cream truck that goes around our house, and it's similar. I'm
No
like, is that
way.
the theme to
We
Halloween?
need to record that.
Oh wait,
It's like he's got to fix his.
no, I
music
think
box
I
or
think
whatever.
there is a bunch that play a similar thing, if not.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Come on, kids, come
Yep.
get some candy.
gonna be
Alright,
okay.
Well,
That'd be
speaking
awesome during October, but it's going to
Yeah.
be cold most of Canada.
this is the sort of the perfect transition. Speaking of horror films, let's move on to our 80s.
Oh,
Our 80s roundup. So every week, again, we choose an 80s movie
Yeah.
to talk about. I chose this one. Don't ask me why.
because we're talking about John Carpenter.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
So this is a John Carpenter 1988 film called They Live with who stars in it?
Oh, Rowdy Piper, brother.
And the president of everything,
Oh, yes.
Keith David.
Even in Rick and Morty.
Yeah, he's the
That
president.
voice is so
Oh,
iconic, man.
he was like one of the main commanders in the Mass Effect games. Was he in Halo? Probably. Yeah, he's in like every video game and every
Family
cartoon.
Guy, I
And-
think.
Family Guy, yeah.
But they said that John Carpenter, because he wrote this too,
Yeah.
wrote that part for him.
Oh,
Because he
probably.
was
Yeah.
in the thing. as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So everybody loved this movie?
Great movie. I have nothing negative to say about this movie at all.
Okay. Okay.
Come on, it's Roddy Piper.
Yes, he was.
He doesn't even know how to walk, like act. When he walks, his acting's bad.
and we just watched.
Hey, you picked the movie.
and we
I
just
know.
watched.
Above the law.
What's his name?
Cobra? Stallone? Steven
No,
Seagal?
Seagal. We just watched Seagal
Yeah.
run in a movie, and we're talking about Rowdy Piper.
No, but
Seems to be a
so,
theme here. in the
so
80s.
the opening of this movie, right, is got
Nobody ran.
Roddy Piper,
Yeah.
and he's like walking around town trying to find a job. He's got, and I'm just like, what's he? It looked really awkward the way he was like walking and just kind of like,
It's like when you tell a 5-year-old, "Hey, walk," like you're directing a 5-year-old, and they're just like, "All right, I have to walk over there." Like, how do I walk? They're
Yeah.
like, "Just walk like normal." And he's like, okay, like this. This is how people walk, right?
yeah.
They overanalyze how to walk.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So do you know why? Like, had he left wrestling at this point, or
no,
was
he
he?
was still in wrestling.
Okay, he was just trying.
That
to
was his
act.
prime time. The 80s was his prime because he
Right.
just came off a big match in WrestleMania 1, I believe it was, in 1980,
Okay.
where he and somebody else team. My friends are going to kill me. I forgot. Hogan and Mr. T faced with Roddy Piper and another gentleman. I can't remember that name. But that he blew up. Like, his character was in
He was a
full-
villain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the anti-villain later on, but
Right.
he's always been like that, that
Yeah, yeah.
snotty, annoying, in-your-face type of guy, right? But yeah, he was stardom that time, yeah.
It's funny because when you watch this movie, the only time I actually thought he was a good actor when he was like almost being like a wrestler when he was
Yeah,
yelling.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Well, and the fight scene in the alley, it started so bad.
I mean that short fight scene that lasted 5 minutes.
It was so long, and
Yeah.
they kept like concluding, and you're like, all right. And then they're like, nope, again.
Where are
And
the
you're like-
glasses?
you're like, put them on. And then they start laughing at each other, and then
Like Ray-Ban should have used that as a commercial.
So I've got a little tidbit about that. So the fight scene, one of the most memorable scenes in film, is prolonged fight between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
The fight scene is known as the Alley Brawl.
Right.
It lasts over 6 minutes, and it's considered one of the longest fight scenes in cinema history.
well, okay, when you cut down the heavy breathing and it's just like two dudes humping in an alley, when you cut that stuff out, it's only like 30 seconds. There's like 8 hits that
Nope,
happen.
That's what makes this movie amazing. Gotta keep the Alley
But
Brawl.
okay, the first half was hilarious. Second half, it was like, oh, they actually like know what they were supposed to be doing. Like,
Right.
it's like they were like, all right, here's all of your choreography. They'll practice that for months, and then they're like, shit, we got to make this longer. And they're like, all right, and they're like, we'll just go fight each other. And they're like, okay, and then they bump into each other for a while, and then they go, okay, now we'll start the choreography.
Right. Right. But yeah, it's. I laughed a lot at this movie, and it's not a comedy.
No. I don't remember any actual jokes.
No. But the most
But-
famous line.
Oh,
Oh, I have the T-shirt.
I didn't
I
know.
have that T-shirt.
I didn't
I
know.
wore it to the office so many times. You guys never mentioned it ever.
I
And
didn't,
it's
well,
got the glasses on it too.
I didn't know that line was from this movie.
But
What? You didn't know that?
Oh, wait,
No,
we're
I
talking
always-
about the same line here.
I'm
Yeah,
here to
yeah,
kick
yeah.
ass and chew bubble gum,
Yes.
and I'm all out of gum.
Yeah.
I thought
Have you guys seen?
I
the,
akin that to
They
to,
copied
to Duke Nukem.
Yes, because that's where they got it from.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense
Yeah,
now.
Yeah.
And I said, we were talking earlier, I know it from Dazed and Confused when they're walking through the party and one guy's like, I only came here to drink beer and kick some ass and we're running out of beer.
I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
it from a meme where they just flip it.
Oh yeah. I'm
Yeah.
here to chew ass and
Oh, okay.
kick
Gum.
kick gum or whatever.
But,
yeah.
But the,
I don't know what you're watching.
But no, the funny part is this guy's trying to read it out, but he's struggling because he's just laughing so hard.
Yeah, I actually got that shirt and the glasses.
But do you know that it was actually his Roddy Piper? It was his line that he used to
Oh,
use, or he
okay,
wanted
yeah,
to
yeah.
use it in wrestling,
Yeah.
and John Carper thought it was a
Yeah.
great line. So he said, yeah, use it.
He used it in wrestling.
He
he
wanted
wanted to use it.
he wanted to use
Oh,
it.
but
Vince,
he
Vince,
didn't.
Yeah,
said,
you-
Vince said no.
And also,
It's
I don't
not
know if
happening, brother.
John Carpenter actually originally wanted Kurt Russell to play that role.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
see that.
Oh, you can tell by the fact that he looks borderline the exact
Yeah.
same in this movie. There's
a
so many
mullet.
scenes where like you would see like 70% of his face and be like, "Is that
Yeah.
Kurt Russell? Is that a stunt double?"
Maybe he just out of his budget. Did you know about the glasses? I got a little tidbit. Do you have it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. The iconic sunglasses were worn by a protagonist, obviously him. It's not just a plot device, but it's also a metaphor. They symbolize the ability to see through illusions and lies and propagandas by those in power.
'Cause that's what sunglasses do. in real life.
Did you get this off of movie trivia? Like,
I can't tell you where my sources are.
of course, that's what the sunglasses are. That's the whole premise of the movie.
Well, I'm trying to explain it to people who might not have get it.
Well, then watch the movie.
But why? Okay, maybe I missed this. Why do the sunglasses exist?
You can see the alternate reality.
No, but,
But
where
why?
do they?
Why would they let people see that reality? They're trying
Well,
to hide it.
no. Okay. Because
Aren't they?
at the very end of the movie, when he shoots the thing and it disrupts it,
Yeah, yeah.
it's got to be something to do with it sees through a certain light frequency or something, or it blocks.
The signal.
It blocks some light rays of some
Right.
frequency, and that's when he blows up the thing. Then everyone can see it normally. I don't know.
But no, my point is like, why would they even have? Because the sunglasses is for humans to see that there's aliens.
Yeah,
I
So
guess.
it's not all sunglasses. It's just those specific ones
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Why would they even? Why would they even exist?
because they figured it. I don't know.
The humans figured it
Don't
out.
ask questions,
Yeah.
just consume.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I saw a review, and the review was hilarious because as soon as he puts the glasses on, he starts seeing, obey and stuff. And
Yeah.
the reviewer's like, and the font sucks. Like, they use the word.
You think?
font.
Wait, he's impact?
Yeah.
All right. What else we got?
Well, we can keep talking about this if you want.
The aliens and the whole story is a very iconic and like impactful theme.
Well, you know what this is better than, and what it is actually kind of is. It's sort of like a secret invasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? This
better
is the better secret agent. It's secret invasion.
It is because you don't actually know that they've
So
invaded.
instead of
Yeah.
he should have had it in his eye patch. You could
Yeah.
see everything.
I
right?
did, yeah, that's why. There we go.
Isn't that
So,
sad?
there you go, Disney.
It's so
very
sad.
sad. A horror movie from the 80s
Yeah.
is better than Marvel's brand new with Samuel L. Jackson's.
It's. I mean,
Secret Invasion.
it is better because you don't actually know they've invaded.
Yeah.
You don't know who they are. You don't even know that they exist. And it's and Secret Invasion ruined that in the first
Yeah.
5 minutes.
What a dumb show. Why? Ugh.
Yeah. Anyways, there's so many weird parts.
Yeah.
Like when so he gets the glasses on, he starts seeing things, and he goes into that grocery store and he's yelling at that old woman, like,
You're one ugly motherfucker.
or says something about she's, what is it, Barrett? No. He just goes on. I was like, is he making formaldehyde face?
Oh yeah. It's like when I have the sunglasses off, she looks fine, but when they're on, formaldehyde
yeah,
face.
yeah,
And that's when she takes out the watch and is like,
Yes.
"We got one who can see."
exactly. And what about the woman who he kidnaps,
Yep.
and then she pushes him out the window?
She pushes him out the window, and then later you see her at the meeting,
Yeah.
and then she's like, "Are you okay? I thought I killed you."
And
And,
then
he's
the
like,
explosion goes before they can even talk.
"Yeah."
And they come in and start shooting.
And then the bad guys show up. They start shooting everyone, and then it turns out she's actually a double agent
Yeah,
for the aliens.
Because she kills like the guy.
She kills Keith David.
Oh, Holly, right?
Yeah.
Holly, You're right, and he's like in the earlier he's talking about I got a family. I got you like actually sort of care for him, and then she
Yeah,
just,
and
like,
then just blow, and then in a
I
cutaway
didn't
shot.
really understand.
Imagine
her.
the conversation that the writers had. Like, what should we do for this scene?
Yeah.
I'll just push him out a window.
Yeah.
And then later on be like, oh, you okay? That's brilliant. Let's
Yeah.
add that.
I thought I killed you. I thought I died too. All right, next. Now the army's here.
Yeah, now let's have shooting.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, wait, she's a double agent for some reason,
But
and
she-
then,
Because you assume like she's an alien or something. I don't understand.
yeah, well, he had the sunglasses on the whole time with her.
She was a collaborator.
Yeah.
So she was human, I
Right.
think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she was working with them.
And then he shoots her, and then he gets shot.
And then
He
And then
dies.
he-
He does at the end. Remember, and he's
Yeah. Oh yeah. The back's just like.
He's giving us the finger.
The weakest middle finger. And who's he flipping off?
Helicopter? Space?
Fuck you, God.
All you aliens out
Yeah.
there. E.T. Everyone.
We
Everyone
need
I
him.
know.
We need him now than never before. We needed him right now because all the news on the UFO and everything.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need those glasses back. They should do a part 2. We thought.
Let's be
somebody-
honest. If like the
I mean, I know he's passed away, but
If the ET saucer came down to Earth, someone would just bomb it. They would.
True.
They'd shoot it down. ET would be dead on the ground.
Yeah.
It would not be a good. It's good that we had ET a while ago.
that's our
Where'd
next
you put
move.
your sunglasses on?
That's what I see.
What do
you
you see?
aliens?
What does it say
Whoa!
right here?
It says popcorn chicken. Consume. Hit
All
the
right,
like
so-
button.
See,
Subscribe.
My favorite scene is the end scene. So when they start seeing everyone in the hotel room.
Oh yeah, and the great payoff, boobs.
Yeah.
80s movie.
I don't know if I've ever seen a movie where they waited to show boobs at the end
At
of
the,
the
like,
very last shot.
They just go boobs, credits.
Yeah. Classic.
Yep.
Bravo.
keep you hooked till the end.
Yeah, well, you get to see boobs in this film. I can't
Oh,
wait.
when? You gotta watch to the
Hour and
end.
40 minutes into it.
Suffer.
Yeah.
It's a big payoff at the end.
How long was it? Hour and 40.
Yeah, it's only it's actually only an
I
hour,
was-
and hour and 35 or something.
Yeah, it was
It's
pretty
very
short.
Didn't feel like it.
Did he do anything after this, Roddy? I obviously went back to wrestling, but
I
I like-
don't.
I don't
think
know.
so.
So 88. When I'm trying to think of what was it just because I mean,
So here's sorry.
who's a wrestler that did a movie before that
Hogan.
caused him? Yeah, I was gonna say
Hogan was doing
Hogan
movies,
on
right?
T.
Mr. T, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
But wasn't Mr. T? He wasn't a wrestler first, like or a.
Well, I guess
Wasn't-
once you step in the ring, you're counted as a wrestler,
sure
Right.
right?
So do you think Roddy Piper wanted to do this because Hogan
because Hogan.
was doing stuff?
I think he probably just applied for it and didn't think he was gonna get it, and got it. I'm thinking
Yeah.
that's what happened.
Well, I also
a
heard
guy
that-
with the mullet and some muscle.
But I did hear that Carpenter was a big wrestling fan too.
Oh,
Sure.
there you go. Then that has a lot to do with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Save money and hire somebody, right?
yeah,
Yeah, you don't need a stunt double.
Yeah.
it's true.
Hey, today we're gonna throw you out of a moving car. All right, sounds good.
Do you have any?
I've
of
done
the
that
notes?
already.
Yeah.
Do you have any
That's how I
notes
got here.
About in 2017, what happened?
No, what happened in 2017?
So apparently, according to the reliable source of Wikipedia, they've cited many places though. There's a neo-Nazi group that interpreted the film's themes as Jewish kind of world control,
Sure.
and so John Carpenter clarified. He's like, the film is about yuppies and unrestrained capitalism. It's got nothing to do with Jewish control of the world.
He just flat
That's
out was
quote-
just
I'm
like,
quoting him there.
no. Good for John Carpenter.
Gosh, that's too funny.
Denouncing neo-Nazis.
He's like, guys, just so you know, you take it a little too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you know there were tits at the end? You didn't watch all the way through, guys. Come on.
yeah.
Well,
People.
in the beginning, yeah, it literally spells that out. They have like a voiceover that's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, there's a scene. Really, there's some. I mean, there's tons of awkward scenes, but there's a scene where there's two like army men. They're like, "Yeah, we won, or something."
oh
like that.
yeah,
and they're holding something. You know what they're holding?
what?
It's the prop from
I-
Ghostbusters.
Okay, I was gonna say that little.
Yeah, the thing
The
that
thing-
they use to like find ghosts. That
I
goes-
I knew I'd
Yeah.
seen that, and I was
Yeah.
trying to look up, and I just like Googled the most vague terms or whatever. But I was
Yeah.
like, they pulled it out, and they were like, all right, where are they? And it was like,
You could, I mean, there's nothing. You know that right away.
yeah.
Because you've seen it. It's only been in that movie, so.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I recognize that prop from
Yeah.
something else, and I was just like, that has to be, like I've seen that in so many other movies where like the Y thing and the lights that go
Yeah,
out, and I'm like,
yeah. So they borrowed props from other movies.
yeah, probably.
Well, it was a $3 million budget,
Wow.
which I would say, where did the
Helicopter.
$2,095 go?
Helicopter and
Helicopter.
explosions.
It made $13 million.
There were a lot of explosions.
That's a good return
That's
on
a
investment.
that's a good return. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, a lot of practical effects too. Like
Yeah.
all of the makeup and the special effects was pretty, and it was interesting that they went black and white because then they could show a lot more blood.
Didn't. Oh, I thought maybe the aliens wanted you to see black and white. I don't know actually why they did that. There's a lot of things.
Probably budgetary.
Yeah, exactly.
They couldn't afford red blood.
So what does everyone give this movie out of
5.
It was, I think, John. What?
Speaking of Jewish,
Oh gosh, did someone comment something bad? We're not responsible for anything in the comment section.
now Bradley Cooper's got a new movie coming out, and people are calling him out because he got a prosthetic nose.
Is it the
Mm.
bar mitzvah movie?
It's
No,
the-
Maestro,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Leonard Bernstein. People are getting really mad right now on Twitter about it.
Oh,
I just
wow.
heard of it right now.
I
know
heard of
there's-
it, but I didn't know that.
Adam Sandler's coming out with something saying you
Yeah.
are so not invited to my bar mitzvah, something like that.
But people wear prosthetics when they're doing a biopic about a person all the time. You know what? All the people with big teeth should get mad at Rami Malek when he played Queen or Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury. Well, remember the old Steve Martin when he had the really long
Yeah.
nose? What was that called?
or when Jim Carrey put on the green mask.
Frogs from out of town.
Oh, it was. I think it's John Carpenter's worst movie. Well, okay, maybe not.
So
It didn't have as many pedophile jokes as Weird Science.
Let's come back to that.
So it's the second worst movie.
Second worst.
I don't know. It was funny.
It was funny.
No, no,
It was very
John
funny.
It was
Carpenter's-
funny.
His worst movie was Halloween 3.
Did he do
Oh.
that?
That was I thought he did.
I
That
don't
was
remember that.
horrible.
I just want
to.
to. I think for a palate cleanse, I'm gonna watch The Thing like this weekend,
Yeah.
something like that. 'cause
Yeah.
I know he makes good movies.
Oh no, sorry, it's music. Yeah, music by John Carpenter, but
Oh,
and
Yeah,
produced
he
by.
does a lot of. He did a lot of the music
He
himself.
produced
too.
Yeah.
as well.
Which I don't. I think
Oh,
the
no.
music in They Live is just like the same. Dum, dum, dum.
yeah.
It's
It was
over and over and over.
wasn't very John Carpenter-esque.
No.
John Carpenter was one of the 3 people that worked in the screenplay for Halloween 3, so I'm going to credit him for that.
Okay.
It's his fault.
Yep,
He
him
did it.
And Tommy Lee Wallace, and Nigel Kneale.
Sure.
I think we should stop watching John Carpenter films.
Yeah.
I agree.
We've done a lot of them.
What is our next? Are we keeping it a secret?
Well, we don't know yet. But anyways, I'm gonna give this. I don't know because I laughed so much. I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Sure.
I know it's not a comedy, but I found it hilarious.
It was very
I'll
funny.
I'll give it a 6.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
6. Yeah. It was fine.
Oh,
It's funny.
You, I think you should choose.
It
next
is.
week.
It is an important movie.
I gave it a 6 just because of that famous line.
Kick
I was
ass and
right
chew
there.
bubble gum.
All right, so it's Nate's turn to choose for next week.
Indiana Jones. Not just joking.
You have to do it right now.
Yeah, you can do it later.
Later.
Jurassic Park. No, I'm just joking.
That was 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the 90s?
90.
1990 or 1991?
3.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
3.
Yeah. Jurassic
Wow.
Park was 93 or 94 actually. But anyways.
I remember it in theaters. I didn't,
I remember watching it on VHS.
I didn't see it in theaters, but
And by the way, at one point, I can't remember what you're talking about. You're talking about the movie rentals.
Yeah.
And then, I think you pointed at me at one point as if I hadn't rented a movie before. I am old enough that I've been to.
No,
No,
he was-
no,
but
I
he
was
was-
talking about
he-
Laserdisc.
he was talking about Laserdisc.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
No.
why I pointed at Elvin.
No, never
Yeah.
mind.
I didn't have laser. Well, I had one later. It's like
I was talking about silent movies. That's why I was pointing at Elvin.
I did watch Laserdisc movies.
Yeah. And you had to flip them halfway through.
yeah.
yeah.
halfway through the movie,
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
stops. And you
Yeah,
flip
no,
it.
seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like intermission.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
You have to flip it over. It'll just go blank, and then you have to flip it over, and they'll continue.
Does it say flip over disc? It's just
No,
done.
It's a
It
black
just
screen.
stops and you have to use
Yeah.
your initiative.
Oh.
Did
And
you
if you
not
didn't
ever?
know that, you thought it's the end of the movie. Like, what the?
Yeah. or what was it? Sound of Music. That was or like when they had 2 disc or two
Oh,
two.
man, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
having 2 discs. That's still a thing for some, but usually for TV shows.
Well,
They've
yeah.
got
Well,
too
yeah.
much content on one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like 8 episodes.
Well, not with Blu-ray.
not for
now, but-
Disney Plus TV shows. You can just get it in one.
Yep. Speaking of Disney Plus,
Yes.
are we done talking about John Carpenter?
Yes.
Yeah, let's hope
Okay.
Yes. Unless
I
you
want-
want. No.
No, I don't care at all. For what's this segment called?
Lost Downstream.
Lost Downstream.
Where we all choose something
I
that
don't have a button.
we won't recommend something that's on streaming that you could check out. So go ahead.
It
Justin.
is kind of suspenseful horror. and it's on Disney Plus. Because again, I'm legitimizing why I'm giving them money. I think their days are numbered. They've got a couple weeks maybe. There's a movie called Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Yeah, it's with Cillian Murphy,
Okay.
Captain America, Chris Evans,
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird combination.
and
2000
Benedict Wong.
2007. Okay.
2007.
I've never heard
They're
of
in
this.
space. It is.
It's
It's
Danny Boyle.
yeah, Danny. Oh yeah. It's. Do you know the movie? The cartoon that came out in the '90s had probably the best soundtrack in the face of the planet. Titan AE. Matt Damon. Anyway, it's like if Armageddon and Titan AE had a baby. So like the Earth. It's a space movie. It's super suspenseful. And it was really good. My mom randomly watched it and she was like, "You should watch it." And I was like, "What's it on?" She's like, "Disney Plus." And then later that night, I opened up Disney Plus. It was the first thing, and I was just like, "They're listening." So, but yeah, it's pretty good.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
She's in it as well.
Yep. A lot of it's.
Benedict Wong. You said.
Yep.
That?
BD Wong. Everyone who pops up, you're just like, "Oh, it's that guy. Oh, it's that person. Oh, hey."
I can't believe I've never heard of this before.
Yeah.
Had you heard of this movie before? Sunshine.
And it was mainly like Cillian Murphy that was like, "Okay, it's gonna be good then,"
Right.
because he's in like 8 things, and they're all very specific. Because he doesn't care about clout or money or people or the world. He's just like, "Oh, this seems interesting. I will do this." Highly recommend.
So this is it suspense or is it
Very.
thriller?
When did it come out?
2007.
2008, something like that. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's they're in space. They're going to explode the sun, and
Re-explode this.
yeah, and then happens. What, you might ask?
You have to
I don't
wait.
know. You'll have to watch to find out.
All right.
Does everyone survive? Probably not.
Sounds sizzling.
Sounds sizzling. So that's on Disney Plus.
It's
for
on Disney Plus.
Anyone that's listening.
When did it come out?
Sunshine.
2007.
2007.
Yes. Chris Evans.
He said it 3 times.
Cillian Murphy. All right. Elvin, you got a choice?
Do I ever?
All right. Let's hear it.
Kevin Sorbo in Hercules,
Oh,
the TV show.
what is it on?
Where is it?
It's not on anything.
So,
You point of the show.
It is on something. You have to buy it though. You have to pay $1.99 on Apple TV to watch it.
Not doing that. Next, Nathan, what do you got?
Wait.
1997.
97. Okay, I'm trying
I
to
think
find
no,
it.
that's
Oh
the
my
no, wait, that's the
gosh.
animated.
It was a
1995.
TV show. It
Yeah.
was just. It was
95.
Xena
It was
for
one,
boys.
It was one of the greatest TV shows known
Look
to
at
man.
Yeah, that.
poster. That
Kevin Sorbo
poster,
was
wow.
amazing.
Who the hell is Kevin Sorbo?
He looks kind of like Brendan Fraser, but just with longer hair.
Yeah, it's Walmart.
amazing.
Brendan Fraser.
It came out in 1995, and it was a hit because it lasted 6
Bruce
seasons.
Campbell's in it.
It lasted 6 seasons.
Robert Tremor.
Yeah,
Michael Hurst.
give it a try. You'll like it.
No, I did. I watched it when I was a kid, and I was like, "Oh,
gotta
this
watch
is
it
shit.
again.
I'm not gonna
So
watch it."
how
anymore."
long did it last? Sorry.
6 seasons.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
What network was it on?
I think it was on ABC,
Okay.
but it was I remember it was so popular at the time. So even after
It was it was Xena Princess Warrior for boys. Like that.
so this propelled them to make Xena after because it was so popular.
Xena came after this.
Yeah.
Same people who made
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was the first crossover universe as well. So they actually meet
the
up.
Hercules
Yeah.
Hercules TV extended universe.
So that like people geeked out because no one's had that on TV shows where there's a good crossover, right? So it's 2 different shows that had a crossover. They had these mega plot lines that they had to have both of them in there to help out. And the cool thing is both of them had sidekicks, right?
Right.
The Xena one was sort of on the female love interest kind of sidekick. There's always rumors of the two, right? So they kept it obviously low key, but they hinted at that. So it brought in another group of audience to watch it too as well. But both shows did well. I enjoyed both. I like both. So yeah, 6 seasons for that, and I can't remember how long Xena. I think Xena was 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah,
at
Xena
least.
was a while.
minimum. But yeah, I liked it. It was around my wheelhouse, so stuff that I like. I like mythological stuff and sci-fi stuff, so it kind of fell into that. Yeah, it was cool. TV show.
Oh.
Have you guys heard of this? What Cowabunga's talking about? Platform
Platform.
on Netflix. I've heard of this.
I don't know.
I'll admit, it's not a very
Do
inspiring.
we really want to
name.
go with what he's recommending?
No,
I don't. Okay, sorry.
Cowabunga, dude. I see through your bullshit. We're not watching it.
He's got the glasses on.
It's just
Oh man, it came out in 2019. It's a thriller.
We're
horror.
not watching it.
It's a thriller horror movie.
I see the platforms on Netflix.
2019 it came out.
2019. Yeah.
Spanish social science fiction, directed by Galder.
Are you are you talking about the platform from 2019? That's a movie. Or you're talking about the platform that's a TV show?
Probably
that's
talking about
also on
TV
Netflix?
show
Okay.
because
Yeah.
we're talking about TV show, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
I talked about a movie.
It can be movie or TV show.
Yeah,
oh,
It's
okay,
up
I
to
thought
you.
it was
anything
TV show.
streaming. Anything streaming. But I don't know.
28
If,
episodes for that.
I don't know if I'll check out that Hercules because I'm still. You remember the old cartoon Hercules?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
That movie is so good.
I love that little with tweet. I forget. There was like a little guy who played the flute.
That was it's a twunk. Yeah.
Hercules is a scaled down version of The Witcher. That's what it
Okay.
is.
Hercules is a real myth, though. That's the difference.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying in terms of like what they should have done was the Witcher level, but they didn't have the money, obviously.
Yeah.
So they did it the Hercules level of TV shows.
But they are bringing Hercules into the MCU, are they not?
yeah, they already did.
What?
Oh, at the end of
Yeah,
Thor.
Yeah, he's already there.
Who?
The guy I already know the actor.
Did they make him
Yeah,
a
it's
dick,
the
or
actor
did they
from
make him a nice
Ted.
guy?
Yeah, he
Ted
should be an
Lasso.
Ted
asshole.
Lasso, yeah.
He shouldn't be an asshole according to the myth. Hercules is like a deeply troubled as in
Daddy issues.
Yeah.
Well, the whole myth.
Zeus is a
actually-
boy.
He is, but they looked into the psychology of the myth. I studied this for a little bit, and it's
I hope
the
so.
idea of teaching kids and people about Hercules is to teach people to deal with PTSD.
Sure.
It's all about the soldier coming home and dealing
Look,
with.
I get
things.
that already with Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I get it too.
All right, Nate, you got a choice?
Well, it is fantastic. It's a fantasy setting.
Okay.
It's
Xena.
It's about.
It features a,
a
bunch
young-
of dwarves.
A young girl who is being mentored by a handicapped magician. It's called Willow. It's, no. So I was grappling with two of them that I really liked. I'll go with the one that I think fewer people have seen though. Have you guys heard of Tehran?
No.
The show. It's on Apple TV.
Yes, I've heard of it.
It's a spy thriller,
Ooh.
and it's all about
In Tehran.
yeah.
No, I'm asking
Yeah,
you.
yeah. No,
okay.
it is. It's all about
Because you
this
said Tehran, so I'm wondering if that was the same. The city Tehran.
Tehran. Yeah, I didn't say Tehran.
You said Tehran.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I heard you say Tehran.
Roll that tape back.
Fight!
Well,
At least for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
In the hallway. In the alley.
But it's a spy thriller. There's this Israeli spy. They're
Yeah.
trying to do this strike on, I think it's an airfield or some sort of airstrip. But in order to do that, they have
now
to-
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Good,
they have
okay.
to disable the defenses, the anti-aircraft defenses to actually send in this bomb strike. So they send in a spy.
Who's in it? Who's the main character? What's her name?
can't remember.
Niv Sultan? That's what I see. I don't
I
know.
don't think
if
the
I think-
actors are well known.
Except, actually, Glenn Close is in it.
Oh.
But that's the only name I recognize.
I feel like
Okay. Yeah. I have seen trailers for it.
It's
That-
been on Apple
The
TV. for a
Sean
bit.
Tube guy, whatever. He was in 24, I think, as well.
yeah, the cast isn't.
He's been around in a few movies I've seen him.
Yeah, they're not like A-listers.
No, they're
That's
not.
good.
But it's good. It's
Or
interesting.
candy.
The music is good. Any of the fight scenes, it's not like big dramatic fight scenes.
2 seasons.
Yeah,
All right.
it's good. Dude, there's a lot of other good 2-season shows. Marco Polo only got 2 seasons, I believe.
Was it a limited series?
It was canceled.
Oh,
But
man.
it was the largest budget Netflix show they've ever done,
Oh,
and it's just too expensive to continue, so they had to cancel.
they
it.
did 16 episodes. So
This is which one? Tehran.
yeah, they did 16 episodes.
So.
Not bad.
Another good thing on Apple TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Apple's
Apple
killing
TV's
it.
doing a lot
Yeah.
of good stuff.
Side note, I finished Legion.
And
It's great. It ended. It was an end. Who cares about spoilers? It's been out for
he's been around over a
Ever.
decade. Yeah. Don't
But yeah, like I mean, the first season you're like, oh, this is the good guy. Here's our hero. Second season you're like, actually, he's kind of an asshole. Maybe he's the villain. And then the third season it goes like, oh, there's kind of it does the whole like duality of man versus himself, man versus entity, man versus man, blah blah blah. But yeah, it ended and it was satisfying, and it didn't drop off in budgetary or production value or anything, and it was good.
That's awesome.
It's on Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus.
3
yeah.
seasons, and they're like an hour long each.
So you might like Severance because it's like that.
Oh,
too.
speaking of hour long, they've said about Ahsoka
Yeah.
being the longest
Yes.
first episode.
How bad is
Just
that?
one. It's gonna be like a minute longer. Than
Yeah,
the
it's
other
gonna
one.
be 30
It's the
seconds.
longest one, guys.
Yeah, we did it.
7 and 5 seconds. or
Yeah.
something.
How bad is it to they have to put a 1 hour?
Isn't the next? Well, they're dropping 2. As well.
There,
Yeah,
yeah,
2
2
episodes,
episodes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's just a thing. Remember?
I
When
think
they
they've
initially
started
did that. As
Is this
just like
Friday? Is it not? Or is it next
It's
Friday?
Wednesday.
Oh, sorry, next Wednesday.
Next
Yeah.
Wednesday. I
Okay.
remember when they was it the Obi-Wan?
Mandalorian because
It's
they had to
Mandalorian.
delay it, so they
Yeah.
put out first 2 as an apology.
Yeah, that was nice of them. And
Or
it's
no,
just-
it was Obi-Wan.
Yeah, it was Obi-Wan.
So what are they apologizing for this one?
It's
Just
just
in
a standard
advance.
that they do now. I guess. I
Well,
guess they realized.
they've people now have expected that from Star Wars because they did it with Obi-Wan, then they did it with Mandalorian, and then they did it with Andor as well.
I think it helps with viewership because you get the first episode, you're into it, you see the second
Yeah.
one, and it pulls you further into the plot,
Totally.
and then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a good happy medium that they have accidentally stumbled upon, and I mean for Obi-Wan, it I'm pretty sure got us hooked, and then the third episode we're like, oh, this is bad. Okay, cool. Got
I
it.
don't know. I was upset at the start. They just
I don't. I'm gonna have to like go.
look how they massacred my boy.
Oh yeah,
That was my horrible.
there was a lot of dumb stuff in that.
A lot of
show.
people said that. Trust me, you're
I-
not
I've-
alone.
yeah.
A lot of people use that line as a starting point.
That was a bad show. It was dumb.
Yeah. So my choice is also actually from Disney Plus.
Oh yeah.
Actually, the one thing that I like about Disney Plus and I think does well,
We're not affiliated anyway.
No.
is the documentaries
Oh
that
yeah.
they do. And the one series I watched over probably like 3 or 4 times is the ILM. Have you seen
Oh no.
that? Light and Magic? It's called.
I've seen it
So
pop
it's the
up.
history of industrial light and magic. It's really interesting. It's a 6-part series. Actually, each episode is.
Does it have to do with Houdini?
What?
That's
No,
what that's what
Industrial
I'm
Light and Magic.
Industrial
That's
Light
the
and
production
In-
studio
Sorry.
for.
Times.
Oh.
It's okay. I thought that too.
Sorry. Yeah, it's about industrial light and magic. Basically, who George Lucas started.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So it's a 6-part series. Each series is over an hour long, and they go through.
Wow,
the,
that's longer than most Disney Plus
I know,
shows.
exactly.
What do you most?
All of them. All of them. But it goes through the history. Like basically, ILM or Industrial Light and Magic started because of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like he actually had to put it together. It's crazy the things that they came up with, like non-linear editing and
Yep.
Pixar. They basically started
They,
Pixar.
they started digital audio workstations as well, like DAWs. Recording
Yeah.
music and audio digitally was started by ILM.
Yeah.
Even the
Crazy-
gaming company that spewed out of that stuff. too.
LucasArts, yeah.
But
Lucas-
it's interesting because they go through, like, they talk to all the people that he brought together, and the guys were just like making it all up.
Oh, totally.
Like, you know, the motion capture of the ships and everything, and they're like working out of a basement, and they're working in like a parking lot. So it's just really interesting to see, like, you know, this iconic sci-fi
Things that are
film
like standard now.
that they're just like, you know, like in Empire when it's the meteors, there's potatoes up there.
Yeah.
There's like they just started throwing things up. It's like no one's gonna notice.
yeah,
what this
who
is.
cares? Nobody's gonna watch this.
So the series goes through like Star Wars, Empire, Return of the Jedi, and then they're like, after that, they're like, okay, we got to start working for other people. So they start doing other things.
Mhm.
But then it's interesting because they go through like T2 and the Abyss, and it's sort of interesting because the series moves along and then everything gets digital.
Yeah.
So all these guys that knew how to do stop motion, they all of a sudden they don't want to do digital, but they have to because basically when Jurassic Park starts, when Jurassic Park first was greenlit by Steven Spielberg, he went to ILM and he said, okay, we're going to do it in stop motion because these guys are the best in stop motion.
Yep.
And it's a really interesting story. It's about the 5th or 6th episode where the guys who were doing graphics on computers, Spielberg and your favorite, Kathleen Kennedy, were walking to see a screening of like the stop motion, and the guys who had worked on the dinosaurs on computer animation left a computer or left a screen as they were walking by, and they had it on a loop.
Oops!
They had
Oh
it on
no!
And
Oh.
Spielberg's like, "What's that?" And they're like, "Oh, we're just trying some stuff." And so basically, he saw what
Brilliant.
they did, and he was like, "Okay, stop motion guys, you're done.
Yeah.
We're moving." And they're all like, "Okay." I mean, they all got hired as animation
Graphic artists and stuff.
Yeah,
and-
exactly. But it's just interesting to see the sort of progression because they basically felt like they were extinct
Mhm.
because they had to be learn.
And
how
they
to
were
do-
working on a dinosaur
Exactly.
movie. That's great.
Whoa! Hit that.
So it's
hit
an
it.
interesting series, like to see how that all started and the history, and again, just the guys like flying by the seat of their pants to make like these films work, and just how they did it. So it's kind of an interesting series. So I don't know, and I have to say Disney does a lot of those sort of docs. Like
Mhm.
all the Marvel has making of, like even as bad as Mandalorian season 3 is, the making of is kind of neat if you watch it.
Yeah.
So-
I know the first Mandalorian season. I watched through the because they talk about the volume a lot.
Yeah.
Speaking of technology that
They
ILM
do in
has
this
made.
series. They talk about. the
Oh,
volume a
it is?
bit,
Okay,
a bit.
cool.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, yeah, they have a full episode on like the season 3 because of the technology that they literally invented to
Yeah,
make that show
yeah.
too. So, and then I've seen a bit. I think I've probably seen clips of it because Jamie, or not Jamie, sorry, MythBusters.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know. his name.
What's his name?
Hang on.
What are you doing?
I'm researching him. It's a TV set. See,
He's hacking the power.
I'm
a
hacking
little
the
too.
Pentagon.
Jamie Heineman.
Other guy,
Okay, it's not Jamie then. Other guy, MythBusters.
the other
The
MythBuster.
guy that just has a bunch of Han Solo stuff.
No, he worked on a bunch of the Star Wars movies.
I know,
after.
but he also has got a bunch of Han Solo.
Oh yeah, he's got
yeah,
tons of
he's
memorabilia
collected
and
a bunch
stuff.
of stuff.
Yeah, he
Adam.
Adam Savage.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Was he in it at all?
I can't remember if he's in it or
Anyway.
not.
He worked for ILM for a bunch of years. Around episode 1, he started there, but he
Right.
talks about it a bunch and shows a bunch of clips
I
and stuff.
don't
And
see him
Yeah.
in
Anyways, I
Eh?
find
he was
there's-
production. He built a bunch
the
of stuff.
production. Well, yeah, I thought
Set
you were
deck.
talking about in the
In the documentary.
in the documentary. No, he's not in it.
There's one other documentary. I do like documentaries a lot. I think it's on Disney Plus. Have you seen Free Solo before?
No.
Now it's not. The thing about documentaries is usually it's if it's a subject matter you like, but
Yeah.
sometimes you can hit on some really good ones, and it's
Mhm,
not. So this is about climbing, right? Rock climbing,
Yeah.
Ooh,
and it's a guy who free solo means he climbs without ropes.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
So, it's insane.
Yeah, it actually won the Oscar like years ago for best documentary. But the crazy thing about the film is, and you can probably imagine this, is that so he's planning this guy to climb like in Yellowstone or Yosemite or something, like one of the biggest ones that never's been done without a rope.
Mhm.
So he's built the whole film documentary builds up to that. But what's really interesting is it's almost like a thriller because the film crew is so nervous to film it.
Yeah. Because they're
Because the
like, all right,
crew-
either this could be amazing, we get to watch
Yeah.
it, or we just see a guy die.
Yeah.
So they actually turn the cameras on themselves. And they're-
Oh, cool.
and they're talking, the director's talking, they're like, what do we do? Like, we're going to have like, obviously there are climbers as well because they got to get cameras
Yeah.
in different spots. But like, so it's building up to this tension like, oh my God, like, are we going to watch this guy?
This is
Ma-
pre-drone era, right?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's true. But yeah.
Put a net
pre-drone.
under him.
But even
Yeah.
if it's drones, if the guy falls, he falls.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about.
they just
like-
they just catch his death in 5K now.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah. They get FPV of him
You can
splatting.
really see him going
Yeah.
downward.
Now let's go to the graphics.
yeah.
So
and,
when-
they'll
it's
also
like
get the
beginning of-
accelerometer to see
Like
how
the beginning
fast
of
he was going.
Titanic. So we're going to see if this happens, if he hits the ground.
Yeah.
How
Anyways,
fast was he going?
And instead of putting it on Disney Plus, they just post it on YouTube
yeah.
and make their money that way.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, but it's a really good doc because I didn't see that in it. I'm like, this is a climbing doc, whatever. But then it's like, oh, okay, like this is really a lot of tension about what they're gonna do if this guy doesn't make it. So, anyways,
It'll be a tribute movie
yeah,
instead.
or they just don't make the film.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, any other subjects there, Elvin?
No, I'm gonna be heading out to Disney World
Mm-hmm.
And
The
then-
world of Disney.
Yes. So I'll send some videos. I'll try to chime in with you guys on Wednesday next week. I won't be here, so I won't be.
week.
It's gonna be Ahsoka.
Live from Disney.
Yeah, I'll be.
Yes.
I'll be at the Star Wars Cantina.
Nice. You
We'll-
should. We'll
I'll
be-
try to.
Yeah.
I'll try to make my way there. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm there on Wednesday. I can't remember the schedule, but
Right.
if I am Disney on Wednesday, then I will try to go to the Cantina.
You're probably not gonna get a chance to watch Ahsoka though.
I'm sure you could watch
Well,
it in
2
the,
episodes.
They're
I'll
gonna be
probably-
playing it on the big screen.
yeah.
You're gonna be having it in the clouds.
If they're smart, they should.
Yeah.
At the Cantina, just
Yeah.
play it on loop, right?
Mhm.
I'll try. I'll try my best to get through it. Maybe one episode. I'll try.
All right.
There's downtime, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
definitely check that out.
Do we even know how many episodes Ahsoka is?
6
Should be.
or maybe 10. I don't know.
The first two
I
drops,
think,
so
I think it's 6. They've
Yeah.
announced the directors for it, and I vaguely remember.
I think they
seeing
want to
6
get it done before
pictures.
Loki drops.
Which is
Uh,
September.
8 episodes.
8.
Eight.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, they want to get it done by before Loki starts dropping.
8's a good number.
Yeah.
It's better than the 6 that
better than
Disney
6.
Marvel's been pulling out.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Mandalorian was 8, right?
Yeah, but 2 of those didn't count.
27-minute episode is not
I know.
really
Yeah.
a huge episode, so.
But hey,
it's-
speaking of which, I bet they're super happy about giving Lizzo a role. Now that
oh yeah,
everyone hates her.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Loki's not till October 6th, so that's
Nice.
probably gonna work out exactly right.
Yeah, it's gonna be just before a week before probably.
Oh
ends.
no! So wait, what they revealed? Did they tell you the time count for episode 1 for the Ahsoka show?
Longest. Yeah.
57.
It's 50, according to a leak. Who, according to this website, Inverse, has accurately leaked the runtime of each Mandalorian season 3 episode.
Ahsoka, you mean?
No. For
Sorry.
Mandalorian season 3, they accurately.
Oh,
sorry,
so
sorry.
that it's saying that they're an
Yeah.
accurate source. It says that episode 3 of Ahsoka will clock in at 34 minutes or 31 minutes if you factor in the credits, making it one of the shortest runtimes.
I knew it. See,
Yeah.
I knew it.
Well, then why was there?
Why do this? Like, I don't understand. Could you not edit all the episodes to be exactly or near the exact same time frame?
Not if you're bad at pacing.
Oh man, it's just,
So the first episode's gonna be the longest. To be like, see, we did it. And the second
holding
episode will
it.
be like, it's a little
Second
shorter.
episode is about 12 minutes shorter.
there you go.
So, sorry, excluding the credits,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the
yeah.
plot,
Yeah.
first episode is 51 minutes, next one's
'Kay.
38, next one's 31.
I hate that. Having
The last episode 8 is 5 minutes.
the last one's just a trailer.
it's just a credit.
We're just gonna do some.
We'll have an end credit.
credit
scene for
scenes.
you.
yeah.
And we're just gonna show the credits and the scenes are afterwards.
Yeah, it'll be an after credit.
I don't get it. Stop.
Yeah. I mean,
No, there's nothing to get.
who cares?
Because you get into it, right? And then you're like, oh, what? It already ended? And
Yeah.
it just drives you nuts. Like,
Yeah.
why?
Because then they try and rush things too
yeah,
to get the plot in.
exactly.
They rush about things, but also you go back and you watch it, and it's like someone walking for like 3 minutes. I'm like,
Yeah, Mando keeps
Yeah.
walking everywhere.
Mhm.
run!
You have a jetpack.
Up, down, A, B, B.
Did you notice in They Live that the riot police ran everywhere?
Yeah.
They just must have been so tired.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring that
Oh,
up
man.
again. I
So
know
now
we-
we're
we
gonna
know
do
it
an
passed.
episodic breakdown of
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll do episode 1 and 2 next week.
Yep.
This is a chance for Star Wars to get back on track.
Yeah, and then they've got a
Yes.
game that nobody cares about coming out.
Which one?
The
The mobile one?
No, the one where he plays Cal Kestis, but with a dog, and it's dumb.
What?
Yeah, it's an open world one.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Not the rebel one.
Yeah,
Or the smuggler one. I
yeah,
mean.
the smuggler one.
I think I'll get that just out of curiosity.
I have
I'll wait
to.
for it on sale.
Actually, that's a good show.
Yeah.
That's probably smarter, but
Black Friday.
Yeah.
I love
Steam
all
summer
the
sale.
underworld Star Wars stuff, so I gotta get it.
Well, let's talk about what you're gonna be doing in AGR. Speaking of Steam,
Oh, I'm gonna be playing Baldur's Gate
3.
because it's like the biggest game in the world right now,
Yeah.
and
People went nuts.
Isn't that D&D?
it is.
But better.
No, it's
better-
it
no,
is
D&D
D&D.
is-
It's a
D&D is-
it's a subsect of Dungeons and Dragons. Baldur's Gate.
But D&D to have in-game purchases, right? Baldur's Gate doesn't.
What are you
No,
talking
D&D is a board. It's like
about?
imagination.
Dungeons and Dragons is a
Yeah, I know that game.
universe.
Yeah, that game that it had Dungeons and Dragons games, right?
There's a couple.
Baldur's
video
Gate.
games.
There's been 3 of them.
Okay.
There's been. You're thinking of Diablo.
Diablo, that's it.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
That game nobody cared about. It came out and they're like, oh, it's okay, not good. Cool. But Baldur's Gate, it's
Yeah.
been in early access for the last 3 years. So they're doing something that game developers never do, which is wait and then release it when it's done.
Because it hasn't been released on PS5. It won't be till September.
Yes, because they are like, we're going to get all the bugs out. Again, it's been on PC in early access for 3 years.
That's awesome.
And then they're like, okay, it's done. Here you go. And people who played it were like, oh, this is neat, whatever. And then when it came out, they were like, oh, you guys did a lot. And they had regular updates coming out.
That's awesome.
The amount of like branching storylines that happen, there's been so many times where I've seen like a person playing a game and then in the chat, they've been like, wait, that guy died? He's like a main character in my game. Like, how are you gonna? Oh, what? And yeah, the amount of actual open worldness as opposed to like the Mass Effect version, which is like, all right, here's your choices. You can either kill him, you can poison him, or you can knock him out.
Or
And
sleep
it's
with
like,
them.
yeah. Well, no, there's
No,
bear,
that's in the game.
yeah, there's bear sex.
Um,
Yeah, you heard me.
so yeah, check it out. He's gonna be playing starting next a couple of days from now.
I don't know.
Yeah, a couple of days
Whenever
from
I
now.
install it, it's like 500 gigs.
It'll be on this laptop, but plugged in.
Yes.
Yeah. Uses battery.
Yeah, check it out, AGR, and go subscribe there because we're gonna give away games and an
On
Xbox
Xbox.
as well. So go check them out. You'll be playing that. Is that it for today?
That is all we have.
That's all she wrote. So make sure to do all the cool things. Hit the like button if you loved our videos and stuff. And then, yeah, he did that. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here. Thank you for everybody that has subscribed. We appreciate each and every one of you guys.
Except you, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one likes Steve.
And we're going to go chew some bubble gum.
And kick some ass.
Yes.
In the alley out back.
Not in that order.
Come on, Bubba.
And it'll be a long alley fight scene.